Welcome back, Nuggets. This mother clucker's got some thoughts. Let's ruffle some feathers and get into this live stream. Hello, everybody. So a new look. We have some improvements. I am just frantically running around trying to make sure that everything is working correctly. Okay, so there's two streams going on YouTube at the moment. One is horizontal and one is vertical. This is just something that I'm trying for a little bit to see if it's good. If it's shit, I will get rid of it, but I'm just seeing if it will bring a little bit more awareness to the channel. But what I'm wanting to know, if you would be so kind, Doomstacked Peasant, or anybody who is in the vertical stream at the moment. Hopefully that's looking okay. Hang on, what's going wrong? Sorry, what are we doing? Can anybody who is in the vertical chat, can you chat to me? I just want to make sure it's connecting okay, because something looks weird. Sorry, everybody. We did a really quick test stream yesterday, but I don't know if all of everything is is working properly. Oh, thank you. Whoops, wrong. Now I'm clicking on everything that is incorrect. Yes, thank you. Oh, you don't like it? Yeah, no, that's okay. ADHD Gem, thank you so much. You're chatting, I can see you. You're on the vertical. Cool. Yeah, no, so it's totally an option. If you don't like vertical, don't watch vertical. It's absolutely fine. It is for the youths. The youths like the vertical. But yeah, anyway, basically, long story short, I have really upset the algorithm on YouTube, which is my own fault, and I'm doing just a few things. You've probably noticed a lot of shorts going out. I'm trying to up my video production and also doing the vertical lives, and hopefully that will make YouTube happy with me again. But who have we got? Hello, everybody. Hello, Furball. Hello, Creative Mama. Hey, Gwen. Hey, Joy. Hello, Kex. Hello, Darkwick and Cramlings. Thank you so much for coming in and modding tonight. Who else? Hello, Wide Ride over on Twitch. Hello. Hello, Joke. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Mal. Sorry if I'm readdressing. Hello, ADHD and Doomstacked Peasant. Hello, everybody. Why is the algorithm upsetty spaghetti? Basically just because of various reasons. I have been releasing videos a lot slower, and I thought that regular lives would be enough to say to the algorithm, hey, I'm still here, I'm still present, and I'm regularly uploading. It does not count. No, it doesn't. So as far as the YouTube algorithm is concerned, it saw that I had a month between posting videos, and that's what it cared about. And so, yeah, I mean, it is what it is at the moment. You all know what my life is like at the moment. So, but it's not the first time I've had to recover the algorithm. It will work, and I'll probably have to do it again at some point in the future. It just is what it is. Vera, now we care what the youths think. Good queefening, Vera. Thank you. Vertical is weird. Yeah. It's not my preferred viewing either, but some people really like it, and so it's there if people want to use it. And what I've done is, you'll probably see at the end of the description of the video, I've put either horizontal stream or vertical stream. But yeah. You thought you were fully hatched already? But you're still the egg? I thought you were hatched too. How long have you had a membership? 6 months you hatch. It doesn't show the sidebar chat. In the vertical? No, there's not enough space. space is at a premium with the vertical. So yeah, but anyway, shall we get to this? So this stream, I have done an edit of 2 of Roz's streams that I really wanted to talk about, because she's been streaming remarkably frequently since Remily has been there. It's actually been amazing how much she can get past her pain and her chronic illness and her mental health and stream like she's going. Hang on, let me just she's really for some reason it's not showing all of the members only streams for me, because if I go to members only, the most recent one is a month ago, but that's not true. But yeah, you can see like 22 hours ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 5 days ago, 7 days ago. And there's at least one members only stream in there as well. It is frequent. And you know, it kind of raises the question in one's mind, why can she do this when he's there, but not normally for her job? And I think that the answer to that is that her currency, one of her currencies, is that she wants to be seen to be claimed by a man online, and she's flaunting the fact that he's there. And after seeing what I've seen, I am relatively concerned for his mental and physical well-being. Hello, girl, please. Welcome in. I took your advice on the vertical. It's looking pretty. The power of a soft and gentle love, you guys. Yeah, I don't know how soft or gentle this love is. She's so resilient, you wish you could be like her. Have we got a Yummy? Yummy, you sneaked in on me. Thank you so much for coming in. Hello, be like water, baby. Just like Foodie. Yeah. So, yeah, I have some thoughts, and I also have an exciting announcement. This will be received in one of 2 ways. But I think a lot of you who follow my my lives and my journey, you know exactly why I'm doing what and when. I am happy to announce that Nikki T and I will be doing a collab on this channel on, well, it'll be Monday our time, but probably Sunday for the US Nuggets. It's going to be a slightly awkward time slot because it's just working around 2 different schedules. We can only do it at a certain amount of time. But yes. Hello, Alistair. Welcome in. Yes. And she and I have some very strong thoughts about this relationship and Remily specifically, and I'm very excited to discuss this with her. And yeah, so you get to have that to look forward to. It will replace my usual Monday night live stream. It'll be just a little bit earlier than what I normally do. Had to disappear because of work. Did you miss anything? Just me announcing that I'm going to be collabing with Nikki T coming up. It has been a fascinating week in the Rodsverse. Hello, Soft Signal. Hello, Sewer Brat. Yeah. She's a big nope for your intuition. Catch the next one. Are you talking about the collab? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, so that's coming up. I think it'll be good. And yeah, I trust that everybody will make it a safe space for her, because as I've said, I really think that everything that I've seen, Nikki T is making and has been making for a while efforts to correct her actions, and I'm here to support that. That's okay, King. I can respect that. Yeah. Good day to focus on somebody else's drama instead of your own, no problem. Yeah, look, when it comes down to things like this, and I do mean it, that if any of the girls or any of the women that I cover, um, have a redemption arc, I am going to be here to celebrate it and support it. And while people are trying to make growth and legitimately trying to improve their situation, I'm always going to be here to give them space to do that. If you're not in that space, if anybody's not in that space, that's absolutely okay. I can do it enough for everybody, and I can shoulder the burden should I be wrong about any of that in the future. But yeah, so you all do what you need to do, I'll do what I need to do, and then we can meet back afterwards. It'll be good. Okay, so shall we get into this? Shall we? Alrighty, so this collab is going to be largely this stream from 2 days ago, where I think she might be the most ignorant that I've ever seen her be up to this point. And then I also wanted to take a couple of little clips just from this members only stream that she did. I do try not to cover too much of the members only stream. I have, even though it's Roz, I know this might sound conflicting to some people, even though it's the girls and they are in this situation doing what they do and people are covering it, that's absolutely fine. I have somewhat of a respect for one earning one's bag. Do you know what I mean? So I will only cover members only content if there's something really pertinent in it, and then I will only do bits and pieces of it. So this is a members only stream on Roz's channel. Spoiled kitty, we're rocking the vertical today. There's two. There's a horizontal one and a vertical one. Oh, thank you so much, King. It's just not who I am to give that kind of space for people who aren't my chosen people, but definitely majorly respect for you doing that if it feels good to you. Regardless, I'm always a Vera supporter. I appreciate that, King. I feel like you get what I'm doing. Oh, 24 karat Plonker. Your channel is a comfort channel. Been having an awful 2 weeks. I'm so sorry. Hopefully this takes your mind off it. Okay. So this is from the members only stream, and oh, if you've seen it, my goodness. It is like, you know, the levels of cringe in The Office? Take that and multiply it by like 12. And yes. It was very it was bad. They were like singing over enthusiastically to songs that I can't play, and then they were dancing in the pool, and it was so much. It was so much. But anyway, there were a couple of things that I just wanted to highlight, and that is how she speaks to and about Remily. And this is the biggest concern that I have for this relationship. And why? Sorry, one moment. I just need to fix something. Why is this? I don't know why that's doing that. Anyway. Am I quiet? I know I'm normal. It's showing normal on my sound gauges. I don't know why, girl, please. So yeah, let's look at these couple of little clips just from this one.
Your towels right here.
Okay. Would you just put these tumblers on that table and take this into the bathroom?
So what's happened here is a Florida storm suddenly swept in, the wind picked up, and things went really, really sideways really quickly. And he's jumped out of the pool, and she's staying in the pool and will continue to stay in the pool for quite a while. We're not going to watch all that, but she just starts ordering him about. The way that she speaks to him really pisses me off. It is. It's. I know that we were all talking about it in a couple of streams ago, and we're saying, we don't even speak to our pets like this. There's no please. There's no thank you. It's just like one after the other, comments of, like order. Basically, she's just order after order after order, and I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna wrap up the conversation with the live real quick. Actually, I'm gonna go inside because that just not the wind's getting a little too crazy. I'm going to go inside, guys. Yeah, that's perfect. Leave that there. Go ahead and hop in, honey. You'll blow away in the wind.
Yeah.
If you're gonna take that, perfect. Can you take the glasses with you then? All right, I'll be in just a moment.
Okay. Okay.
But-
I'm alive.
Yeah, I'm gonna check
Okay.
to talk to him for
All right.
I'll be in about 5 minutes.
Okay. Bye, guys. It was nice seeing you.
Yeah.
all.
What about you, baby?
She also made a comment of, "Oh yeah, you'll fly away," and I'm particularly, I take exception to this because this man is clearly trying to put effort into either bulking up because he's always been, a bit of a tall, lanky guy, or he's trying to overcome a condition of his own variety. And I just can't help but feel that, like, that kind of comment wouldn't be acceptable if the situation was reversed. Like, what if he had have turned around and said, "Oh yeah, but you won't," I don't like. To me, this relationship seems, from the outside, granted, we're not in there, it seems extremely one-sided. And there is definitely a main character, and there is an NPC. It's almost like, he only exists for her while she's there to observe him or while he's serving her in some way. And I just, that is evidenced by the fact that every time he starts to speak, she immediately tunes out. Scar is predicting a Remy moving into Rosie's because Levi is teaching Remy to clean the pool. Huh. Okay, maybe. I don't think it's out of the question. I wonder how much time he has left on his degree. Remily might like being ordered around from his military experience. Maybe. Or maybe he's been conditioned to accept that kind of treatment. Yeah, Roz always gets to do things he could never get away with. Yeah, right? Girl, please, do you mind passing me the... Or when you have a chance, could you pass me the... There's so many nice ways to say it. I don't love it. I really don't. And look, if it's legitimately working for both of them, they're both consenting adults, that's one thing. My concern with Remily is that he hasn't had enough life experience. He hasn't had enough relationship experience. I could see him feeling, and actually he says something to back this up later as well. I could see him feeling like he's always been the odd duck and never had signs of love shown to him and never had people interested in him in that way. And the problem is when you get far enough through life that when somebody does finally pay attention to you, you're kind of primed to be in an abusive relationship at that point. Whether or not the person that finds you wants to be the controller or the abuser is a totally different thing. But I think with the combination of Roz and what we've seen her be capable of, that's at the top of my list for concern for this man. And I think that, it's one argument to say he's choosing this, because he absolutely is. But I'm not sure that he's choosing everything with all of the information at hand or all of the experience required to make the appropriate choice. Oh, yeah, Joy, this is Beck 2.0. Exactly. Seated, barking orders like he's a slave. She's disgusting. Yeah. Save Levi. Levi seems to be able to hold his own, does he not? I kind of like Levi. I'm not gonna lie. What if he's like her little you know, like adult baby vibes. She totally mothers him. Joke sort of. Yeah, there might be some of that going on. Honestly, I think I would feel better if that was the consenting relationship that they were getting into.
Food wise.
Food that I don't like, mango. Olives. I don't like olives.
Yeah, I don't like olives either. We're gonna work on the mango thing.
So I don't know if you caught it because she kind of said it really quickly. I don't like olives. We're going to work on the mango thing, and then patted his arm. To me, and I feel like to anybody who has been in any sort of coercive, controlling relationship or abusive relationship, and I don't even, I'm not even saying that it needs to be a romantic one. It could be a platonic one or a familial one, but anybody who's trying to control the choices. He is a grown adult man. He is allowed to not like mango if he doesn't like mango. This is not a choice that she should be seeking to override. And it was just said so quickly and so flippantly that raises so many red flags for me, what that one comment can mean. Like, let him not like mango. It's fine. He is a separate entity to you. He can have his own preferences that are in contrast to yours. And some might say those little contrasts in relationships are what keep things interesting. But I really don't like this. I really, really don't like that comment. At least it would be conscious, consensual. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. She also doesn't need to force feed him onions. You don't like mango either? Yeah, and dead not sleeping. How would you be if your person patted you and said, we'll work on that? Like, that's just not your choice to have. It's not all right. It's just not. It totally depends on their relationship. Like, you would have just dug in harder if your parents tried stepping in as an adult. Yeah. Yeah. Where are his parents? He's only 20-something. He's 25, 26 now. My oldest is 21 in a few months, and if she were in a shitty relationship, I'm stepping in. I'm not sitting back with anyone mistreating your child. To be fair, his mother also has a massive question mark over her head, and I don't know that she is a healthy influence either, just from little bits and pieces that we've seen. But no, Vera, she copies people, and that would mean to get rid of food. So so she tries to strong arm his food preferences to make it fit. She's planning this. Yes. Classic toxic relationship. How she love bombed him until he felt safe, so she could start to criticize him. And here's the thing. If I'm right about this dynamic, and I might be totally off. Like I say, I'm not there with them. I don't know for sure. I'm just going on my experience, what I've seen, the red flags that are coming up, and also imagining that if I were in this relationship, how would I be responding? That little flippant comment would actually be a deal breaker for me, just because of what it can mean. But that's just me. But if I'm right about this dynamic, she's going to be slowly but surely chipping away at his self-confidence, and also bringing in reaffirming love bombing as well. So that creates this conflict within the person that's having that done, of like, oh, but there's clearly some really amazing parts to this relationship. Look, we have a lot of fun, there's a lot of love, you know, there's care when I need it, but then there's also these bits that make me feel really miserable and really bad about myself. But then, because the balance is there, and because the confidence is slowly being eroded, it kind of sneaks by under the radar. And I really don't like that. I really don't. You like hearing me have good boundaries? The girls could never. You have to have good boundaries. You need to be able to state in the world what you deserve and what is okay with you and what isn't okay with you. And like I say, you know, if I'm right in this situation where he's never experienced anybody being this into him before, he may have a misconception that this is what he deserves, or this is all he can get. Or maybe, since we know that this is his first really serious relationship, maybe it's that this is what he thinks love is, you know, without having a good example of what love is, because I don't know what his parents are like. That can be really damaging to how you think a relationship should go, right? And usually a lot of us get all of this toxicity out of out of our system in teenagehood, but we know that he's had a little bit of a delay and he's really kind of going through that now. And I hate that the person that he's found is Roz. I wish it had been somebody else, just because of her potential here for damage. Are you covering the live where she says something about his glasses? It was the most recent tone. No, I'm doing the one from 3 days ago, the third last one. In order for me to edit these and also not spoil it completely for me, I need the transcripts up, so I'm always a little bit behind. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good point. He could even see the critique from her as well. Yeah, no wonder I was single so much before. Exactly. She says he wants him to wear a different style of glasses. Oh, that's taking one's autonomy and agency away. That's not good. Wear contacts or get LASIK, all within 3 minutes. In the tummy time live where she wants him to shave or buzz his hair. Lily Moon, thank you so much for gifting a membership. Congratulations to GWHR. Congratulations, you just got a gifted membership. Don't forget you have access to the Discord and weekly Cluckers only streams. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes, can we get chicken butts or juicy peaches in the chat for Lily Moon? Thank you so much, Lily. But yeah, it's another major red flag, right? To anybody who wants to take away your autonomy, your individuality, or your agency, it's not good. That's never going to be a soft, gentle love. That is going to be toxic and devastating. It's not for somebody else to dictate to you what you like, what you do, or how you present. And another one, Lily Moon. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Pocket Jesus OG. You got gifted a membership from Lily. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's a good point. Why be with somebody if you want to change everything about them? I mean, at that point, do you just want a robot? Do you not want to be challenged by the wonderful randomness that can be falling in love with someone? Oh, she's going for the soft, gentle love too. No, I just put that in. She's not saying that. So yeah, just red flags, right? This is my point. This is what I'm seeing when I look at them.
So you've been opening up about pineapple?
I have.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm just gonna take a
Okay, so this is into the stream from 3 days ago.
minute for people to kind of come in and vibe. Okay. I'm so annoyed. It's a small annoyance. Honestly, today's been pretty fucking great. And I'm in a much better mood than I was yesterday at certain points of the live.
Yes, Kremlings. She's taking anyone that'll have her and then trying to, quote, fix them to her standard. That's not how you do it. If you start dating someone and they instantly start wanting you to change, that is red flags. It is. It's not okay. And can I tell you my nuggets? I have to tell you that there is somebody out there who will appreciate and enjoy your particular kind of weird They are out there. You don't need to settle. Be like, water baby, thank you so much. She needs and can only get a weak man to control. Yeah. Or an inexperienced one. I don't know if he's necessarily a weak one, but he's very, very naive. Thank you so much, Be Like Water Baby. Yeah, exactly, King. Samesies. Yeah. You suspect she's just in a relationship to say she's claimed. I agree. I agree. She keeps saying how much he's changed in the last 6 months and how he's like a different person, which is so sad. So she didn't like him when she met him. See, that's the thing, right? Okay, so I've been with Mr. Chukin for 18 years, over 18 years now. And we met quite young. Not like high school young, but still young adult. He and I have both grown and changed over the years, like to a degree that we would be unrecognizable to our past selves. That is normal. That happens over the course of many years. Your tastes change, your perspectives change, you learn, you grow, you know, all of that good stuff. Sometimes when that happens, you find that as partners you grow apart because you're no longer the person that you were originally attracted to and things like that. But in Mr. Chukin and my case, fortunately, we grew into new people and still liked who the other person was. But that shouldn't happen in 6 months. That shouldn't happen at the very beginning of the relationship. And it shouldn't happen because one party is telling you to, right? Like, the first 6 months is supposed to be the fun getting to know you, and especially because they've only actually been in each other's presence for just over a month total. And while I don't disparage long distance relationships, it is different than being in person a lot. So this should be a getting to know and acceptance kind of time, not a I'm going to change you kind of time. Oh, Furball, where were you? I was trying to think up because I wanted to say for my title, more red flags than her, and I couldn't think. That's perfection. I can only think that she needs control to feel safe or comfortable. I don't doubt that. And I think that, I know it's a trope, but I think that perhaps whittling away at his confidence is a good way to make him stay. In her mind, not factually. Oh, is that true as well? Also, hello. 6 months is how long you produce OxyContin? It'd be... what's the word for the actual chemical in a new relationship? Yeah, it's very new. You can hear the boys. That was Ziggy. Yes, oxytocin. Thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. Yes. OxyContin is the opioid. Hello, Nutty. Welcome in. Welcome in. Okay, so this stream, she gets quite snarky. She also gets quite ignorant. It's less to do with Remily, but there is a little bit of that mixed in too.
Because I'm like a little chronically sleep deprived still. But I did get some more sleep. It's just been like, I've just been doing a lot more like physical activity and stuff, and just like, I'm tired.
She has not had her THC yet, and she's already slurring.
I was sleeping as much as I would honestly like to. That's just not true. Why do you think I ended the live?
Okay, so what she's about to talk about in this little segment is somebody, and it's really difficult because she was very delete happy with these comments, so I could only grab a handful, but basically somebody is saying to her that she didn't care about Remily's anxiety in a previous stream. Now, that stream is actually going to be the one that we do with the Nikki collab, so I haven't covered it yet. But he he had a bad time at the end of her last stream, and somebody is calling her out for it. I also have some thoughts, but yes. Anyway, continue. She's saying it's not true.
He can speak to it for himself, but I ended the live and I asked him about it because I was correct when I was like, he was talking about when he's experiencing overwhelming anxiety. Not that he was currently overwhelmingly anxious, because if he's like that, he can't eat anything. And I clarified with him after, because you guys, and he said that he'd be happy to talk about it here, because in the members only live, which a lot of you haven't seen, totally fine, he explained that he's going through a lot of drowsiness and anxiety because he's going through a med change right now. So he's feeling anxious because of that, and he's told me specifically.
So I've seen some people bringing up that it's weird that he's basically on this break from his university. He's gone to visit Roz in Florida and is going through a med change. I have heard some people saying that, isn't it weird that he would do that there? I will say that if, like, he's been diagnosed with bipolar, and I don't know what sort of meds he's changing at the moment, but even if we're talking about a context of antidepressants, for example, I actually don't know that it is super strange, because it's possible that he's had a bad reaction with meds in the past. Sometimes they can lead you to feeling some very self-devastating kind of things, and maybe he wants to do it with somebody in his presence, whereas he lives at home normally. It's a possibility. That's where my head went with it anyway. Oh, no, it's definitely not weird to do it between classes. No, the thing that people have brought up is it's weird to do it at her place. I think it might be so that there's somebody else there. Yeah, speaking from experience, antipsychotic med change is hard. I don't know if it's antipsychotics, but like I say, even if it's just antidepressants, that can be hard. As simple as that, for sure. Why would he do that? It doesn't sound like a good idea. One would hope it's because a doctor told him to. You just went through a med change and you were in the hospital for it, but you're glad to be monitored. Yeah, sometimes that's just the case, isn't it? Hello, Molly's Universe. What a nice surprise. Nice surprise to have you in here too. Welcome.
Through a lot of drowsiness and anxiety because he's going through a med change right now. So he's feeling anxious because of that, and he's told me specifically, not because of me and not because of the live, but I ended it anyway, even though he said it was fine to keep it going because I wanted him to be comfortable. So yeah. Oh, hi, honey.
Hi.
Yeah, they were just talking about what we were talking about earlier.
Bipolar usually need a mood stabilizer. Yeah, but I don't know if the med change is for the bipolar or if it's for something else. It might make sense that it's for the bipolar, and if we're dealing with that, then antipsychotics, maybe it is good to have somebody around. Don't know that I would choose Roz to be my person to have around, but maybe he doesn't have too many options, and maybe they thought it would just be a good opportunity, or maybe, horrifyingly, I don't know how calculated she could be, maybe she felt like this would be a good way to put her in the control seat, to put her in a state of power over him, and go from there. I don't know. Oh no, you awkwardly had a trip when you last changed SSRI. Yeah, it's a very awkwardly timed migraine, but we got through it. I have such a bad reaction to SSRIs. I would need somebody there for sure. Yeah, we don't know, but it's something though. Lily Moon, thank you so much. I'm sorry, but her tone sounded like she assumed he would say no, and then she had to backtrack and respect him to save face. I don't disagree with you. I don't. Thank you so much. That's really generous of you. I appreciate you. Yeah. He seems like the type that would tell her she did nothing wrong even if he was feeling anxious because of her actions. I agree. I think we've seen many examples of him trying to diffuse a situation before it escalates at this point, which would imply that he's been through it enough to know how to detect the pattern. That's not good. It's really not good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What were we talking about earlier?
How the last live ended and stuff. Someone was like, they said that I didn't care that you were anxious.
Oh, no, that wasn't the case at all. No, my anxiety had nothing to do with the live or her, or it was just, I get anxious for no reason sometimes. Like, that's just something that happens.
Yeah, sometimes the brain brains. I do get what he's saying. I don't know if he's telling the truth about this exact situation, but yes.
Like, yeah. So.
I mean, whatever to vilify me, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Can you put this in the box over there?
Gets it. So respects his space to talk about it, although kind of told him to talk about it. Let him talk about it for a bit to make him feel good, then immediately straight back into an order. Get the cluck up off your seat, Roz. Getting up and down from your chair is very good for you at this point. You should be doing it as much as humanly possible. Yes, he will lie to protect her. He will, because at this point, like, don't underestimate, if I'm right about the situation, don't underestimate how clouded your perception on a situation gets. It's not enough to say, but he's choosing this, because it's just not how this kind of situation works. Again, if I'm right about it, there's going to be a lot of coercion, there's going to be a lot of gaslighting, there's going to be a lot of guilt, and yeah, I agree. He would absolutely lie. Because he, at the moment, will think that he's doing the right thing. And unfortunately, it will get to the point where maybe he realizes and he does want to get out. And in the meantime, she's set up more than enough data, more than enough videos, vlogs to point and say, look at how abusive he is. He was a feeder. He was horrible to me. I was just doing the best I could to get by, but he wanted to, finish the job. She will do that, and people will believe it. Even if he's okay with her saying stuff like that, it's still a shitty thing to do. Yeah, I agree. Oh, what's Cramblings doing now? Yeah. It really gets under your skin to hear her talk about people making her a villain for reasons she decides is a non-issue. Sorry, I think my dyslexia just entered the chat. I apologize. It gets under your skin to hear her talk about people making her a villain for reasons. I think that's me, not you. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I embarrass myself by, having selected a thing to do that requires me to read live. From what others have said, he said his mother was a narcissist, I think. Yes. Maybe he unfortunately feels comfortable with Roz because it's what he's used to. I've also thought the same thing, Cupcake, as yes, can confirm. We went through his Reddit stuff, and yeah, he did. She sounds like a piece of work. Yes, never knowing when she's going to blow up would make me anxious too. Absolutely. And has anybody ever been, you don't need to own up to it, but just in your own mind, have you ever been in a really toxic relationship where maybe the way that they close the door or the way that they walk or the way that they're breathing, that it's like a precursor to the blow up event? And so you find yourself walking on eggshells and just trying to do everything that won't escalate the situation in order to avoid it. And like I say, my experience with this was not a romantic relationship. Obviously, it was a familial one. You know my history, but it's all the same pattern, right? Yes, your parents, exactly. She does, Quirky. It's coming. It's coming. Bear with me. It is in this edit. Oh, Tegan, hello. Your parents have chickens and someone dumped 2 roosters. Whoa, I want to do things to people that do that. Roosters are not wild entities. They are domesticated and they shouldn't be dumped. One of them now hangs out with the dogs on the porch during the day and eats scraps out of their hands because roosters are the best. I love that. I love that they found a spot for him. Hey Vera, I was just making a video about this. I agree with your perception. I was saying a lot of the same things. Thank you for discussing this. It's important, right? And I feel like it's not just important because obviously we can't really save him. Ultimately, he's going to do what he wants to do. He's an adult, a sentient being. I respect that. But in case there's people watching who might be in a situation like this and maybe not seeing it, but maybe having a little inkling that something might be wrong, I'm here to say that you deserve better. There will be somebody out there that appreciates you for who you are without trying to change you, without trying to control you. It's so important.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, hey, you're here. I was about to get up and put this shit in the fridge. I wasn't expecting you to walk in. I'm about to eat.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, I'm still gonna get up.
Did you hear that? I mean, aside from the, oh, you're here. Yeah, I was about to get up. You can do the things now for me. She just said, I'm about to eat. Did you notice that? He's not eating with her. So this is an extracurricular meal that Roz is partaking in.
Sometimes your brain has a backseat driver and creates thoughts you don't even realize, and then boom, you're suddenly anxious. Yeah, that's why it's a disorder you don't have to explain. Yeah, med adjustments are hard. Hello. Oh my god. So yesterday, me and Danielle went out to dinner. We went to this really cool Italian place that she recommended. Probably like 30 minutes out from where I live. And we had the food. It was really good. Our waiter was like, he was odd. I've never had an experience like that. He was on top of our refills, which I appreciated. But he was like it started.
So just before we get into this, I just want to remind you all, for anybody who doesn't follow Roz's history closely, I just wanted to remind you that Roz has so badly wanted to be autistic that she essentially plays it, and she went to the doctors to be assessed, and not only did they say that, like, they didn't even say that she was like high functioning somewhere on the spectrum. They said flat out that she did not have autism. Just not on the spectrum at all. Levi, her brother, is, so she's familiar with what autism can look like. But just please keep that in mind while she's telling this story.
He asked for our drink, like me and Lee's drinks. And then Danielle was like going to grab the drink to look at like the beer options. And she starts to look at it and goes to say something, and he like walks away. And I was like, and like he kept doing that. And like instead of putting the food down on the table, every time he would just like hold it out to you. And like he was like almost like completely nonverbal. It was just kind of like a weird experience. It wasn't necessarily bad. It was just kind of like really confusing. Like really confusing. And he was also just kind of hard to like track down. No, he wasn't new. He was actually really well established. Because I asked the hostess about it, and she kind of insinuated basically that he may or may not be autistic. And when she told me that, I was like, oh, got it.
Right. This pisses me off. So Madam here expects us to accommodate the nuances of her chronic illnesses, her chronic mental health problems, all of the things that go into making Roz who Roz is. But she can't, for 5 minutes, accommodate somebody else trying to be a functional, clucking member of society and improve themselves, even after being told that he's autistic. Are you kidding me with this? This is not okay. You don't get to sit on the internet and cry victim constantly, saying that people don't believe you and people won't accommodate you and people, you know, want to be doctors and tell her what she is, when you don't do that. You don't afford the same grace to another person. I always think it's so telling how people treat and talk about service staff. This is appalling. This is absolutely appalling. She wants to sit there and say that reaction channels make up narratives about her. Since when do I need to make up any narrative? This is right here. You hate when she talks about autism in general. Yeah. Yeah. The irony of her saying this after claiming she's not a judgmental person in this previous stream. Yeah. And autism of all things. Like, I feel like I would have a little bit more patience for it if it was something that she's not at all familiar with. It's not something that she's grown up with in the house, you know, like something completely foreign to her. I would have more grace about the situation to say, look, maybe there's no lived experience here. It's outside of her perspective and worldview and all of that jazz. But autism specifically, the thing that she's been gunning for as a diagnosis for years, the thing that her brother has as a diagnosis. It just absolutely not. This is not okay. And this man it kind of sounds like he's further down the spectrum, not like low functioning, but like further along than high functioning, and he's out there with a job, earning money, paying bills, interacting with people, probably challenging fears. How dare she sit there and speak about him like that? How dare she get onto her live and speak about him like that? Even because, bear in mind, like, while it may have struck her as weird in the moment, she then turns around, she's learned that he's autistic, and then goes home and gets on live and talks about him like this. Hello, Secret Bird. Secret Burb. Hey, Fnark. Some people get so angry when autistic people are being autistic. You don't get it? I don't get it either. Meet people where they are. It's fine. Ah, thank you, Sunny. You believe it's high support, low support now. Thank you. I'll update my terminology. So high support would be the more extreme end. Low support would be the yeah. Okay, yeah, I got it. Gotcha. Who did that? Darkwick, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. Congratulations to everyone who just got memberships. Thank you, Darkwick. Can we get some chicken butts or juicy peaches in the chat for Darkwick? I appreciate you. Thank you. She's just looking for conflict in every moment, and if it's not conflict, it needs to be praised. You are right, because the next story that she's going to tell in her little story time thing that she's got going on, I'm pretty sure is a fake story. But when you're sitting at home all day and you've got nothing to enrich your life, nothing to focus on, I suppose you could just sit around and have fake arguments in your head all day. Isabel. Yeah. You just learned it yourself too. It's less limiting than other terms. I agree. I think it sounds good. Because support is not, it's not offensive, is it? Because a lot of people in this world need support in various ways. So yeah, I like that. Nikki, welcome in. Roz is a chameleon. She absorbs all of everyone else's struggles. I even noticed her all of a sudden saying she's struggling with her appetite all the time. Where did that come from, Gio, I wonder? It's the same as Amber. Somebody really appropriately pointed out, I'm so sorry, I never remember who says what. It's so bad. In my last stream, which was very apt that she's speaking differently now, and like, who's she getting that from? Yep, you know full well when Amber changes the way she speaks, she's copying someone. You have fake arguments in your head at work. Fair. Nikki, I have announced our collab as well. Yeah, it's true. Roz probably doesn't have much of a clue what her actual self is. I think that's fair. And I think that's the risk of making illnesses and mental health issues your identity, because it undermines any other effort to actually form any sense of self, like something that's quality.
That, like, and then I was like, okay. But it was just like a very like jarring experience when I like wasn't sure what was happening. But he was just like, it was like things where like he would take a drink to hand to Lee and like go like this, like this close in front of Danielle's face. It was just stuff like that. And it was like, I've never had an experience like that with waitstaff before. And then the reason I'm telling the story though, because like honestly, we had a great dinner. Food was delicious. Lee and I split calamari and some baked ziti, and like we actually had it.
Can I just make a note here? She's pre-gaming dinner. I don't think I left it in this edit, but she actually said that she hates cooking hungry. Usually the phrase is you hate shopping hungry, like grocery shopping. But she's pre-gaming dinner while she cooks dinner tonight. Yeah. And that's why Remilly's not eating this.
Like enough left, because like, you know, Italian places have like huge portions. We had enough left over that we brought home, and that's what he had for like later on, I think that night or the next day or something. But that would have been this morning, so no, I think it was later that night. But the reason I'm bringing this up is,
yes, she said waitstaff like they're another species. I'm telling you, it is really telling how people treat service staff. It really is. The amount of people that I have witnessed quit on the spot because of the treatment that they've received from my mother is appalling. Absolutely devastating. And of course they're usually younger people as well that struggle with that. And yeah, I don't think she would be a very nice person to serve. Yeah. Restaurants don't have a lot of space for servers to walk around, and if she's on one side of the table, he has to reach over. Also, like, he might be still learning what is socially appropriate, like, you know, the social rules that don't always make sense to people who are on the spectrum. And to say that, like, how do you rationalize if you're not part of the social games that happen? How do you rationalize you don't hand somebody your plate, you place it in front of them? How does that make sense? How do you define how that makes sense? So he might be still wrapping his head around all of this too. And that would be totally understandable. Thanks, girl. Please sleep well. I appreciate you coming in. You had to pre-game lunch today because you skipped breakfast, and by the time lunch rolled around, you were so fixated on one food that you couldn't have, that you were stuck on it, just going hungry. Oh no. I mean, are we seeing how she treats Remy, who's serving her? Yeah, yeah, that's true. The orders. You're right. And he's the boyfriend, not even just service staff.
Something happened. It was a very like short moment, but it was kind of crazy. So we had paid and we were getting up to leave, and there was these two like older women sitting behind us, like very old, like they don't look a day under 80. And I I mean, I remember looking over and like I smiled at them because I thought one of them reminded me of someone that I knew, and then and that was like earlier on. So I go to stand up, and I stand up and I start, so because our table is like.
I get so fixated on her breathing while she's speaking. It's like she's power walking while talking. It's that kind of vibe going on. Yes. Sadly, 80 is an age she will never reach. Yes.
Right here. Their booth was like right here, and then there's the pathway, and I was like sitting right here. So I stood up and I take like not even 3 steps. And I don't remember verbatim what she said off the top of my head right now. I talked about it like right after it happened, so I'd have to watch that back to make sure I got it verbatim. But I believe she said something along the lines of like do you see the size of that woman, or something like that. And I paused for half a step, and then like without thinking, I turned around and I went, I have ears, by the way. And then I turned back around and kept walking into the...
So what do you think? Do you think this story is real? Now, I do acknowledge that sometimes the older generation do be saying certain things. My grandmother, horribly racist woman, said some things that really embarrassed me in a restaurant once, and it was audible. It was very audible, and it was not okay. I do acknowledge that that happens. Do we think this happened? I don't know. Do you think her lungs would go into shock if all of a sudden 500 pounds is taken off her body? I think a few things would go into shock. Yeah. She might have imagined it. That's what I'm wondering as well. That they may have been looking at her. And to be fair, she's an unusual physique. She is eye-catching. Remy didn't hear it. Yeah, I think she said he was outside or something. But yeah, there's no witnesses. Yeah, I don't know. Roz lies a lot, like a lot. That's the thing, isn't it? I don't know either. Oh. Hello. Pisces Seasoning? I haven't seen you in here before, unless you've changed your name. Welcome, welcome. You can tell she's making this shit up. Oh, Pisces has the tea. Yeah. So, look, I don't know. Maybe it happened. Maybe it didn't. Maybe they were just looking. Maybe they did say something and this is what she wishes she said. I don't know. But yeah, let's let her continue.
Bathroom, and I didn't engage with them again. But like, I just look, people's audacity is baffling. And it's like, I wasn't even upset like or hurt or anything. It's just like, could you at least have the decency to let me walk away before you act like a piece of shit? I don't know. Just thought. Yeah, exactly. People need to mind their business. Like, I'm literally, she said it like I was walking to the bathroom and she was sitting right here.
I'm so sorry. I'm looking at this hot dog that she's pre-gaming with, and I'm thinking that is a meal for me. It's like, it's all bread and meat, and it would be filling, and it's got cheese, and, you know, yeah. Hello, it's just Morgan. Welcome in. You're normally Replay Gang. Good to see you here. A few minutes before bed. I hope you sleep well when you get there. Yes. Even if it did happen, are we believing that she just instantly made a cool comeback and walked away? I don't know. Is I have ears, you know, a cool comeback? I don't know. I think the way this went down is there were a couple of old women at a table and they were just kind of staring at her, and that's what happened. Yeah. But to be fair as well, you know, the kind of physique, unusual proportion that Roz has, it is unusual to see out in the world, and more so, the further back in decades you get, the more unusual it's going to be. If you think about, you know, where are my millennial and Gen X nuggets at? If you think about who was, quote, the fat kid at school when you were there, you look back at them and guaranteed they're just looking like a normal kid today. Things have shifted over time. So with the lens of like a perspective of somebody who is much older, much more used to seeing different things, this would be quite staggering, would it not? I don't know. I don't know. Vera's got shade. I agree, it wasn't a good comeback. I mean, to be fair, I'm not good at the witty comebacks either. But I can tell you that if I had have delivered that comeback, I later would have been ashamed that I had used that comeback. Millennial here, things have definitely shifted. Yeah, they really have. They have.
Here. She said it when I was right here.
It looks like she's trying to throw gang signs.
Like, bitch! Who do you think you are? Crazy. He was actually already walking outside, I think to hit his vape.
Yeah, so Remy didn't hear it. Did not hear it. Oh no, Kex, you were the fat kid. You remember running to class one day, and a couple of cheerleaders called after you, run, hippo, run. That's so cruel. I am so sorry that happened. That's not okay. Kids are horrible. Guarantee you though, it's not just that. Kids will find something. They always find something. Hey, Des. Oh, be like water baby. I feel that. You were a fat kid at size 13 in high school. I was also considered overweight, you know, 90s style overweight when I was 13, because, you know, girls put on weight right before they get their period, right? That's normal. That is expected and should happen. Then I got glandular fever and I lost a lot of weight and people really praised me for it. What a world we live in. Way to reinforce body standards.
So he didn't hear it. Danielle heard me say that because she was confused at first. Was Remy a name to protect Lee's identity at first? Yes. I came up with the name Remy. Yeah, fat phobia. Florida fat phobia is really bad recently. Never have experienced it till this year. Yeah, normally people mind their business on that kind of topic. Because there's like, we were driving around in the Tampa area to go to the crystal shop. And I'm not kidding when I say when we were like in the Tampa area, I saw at minimum 8 different elderly people in motorized wheelchairs just scooting around on the sidewalks and stuff.
Why did we add motorized scooter to that story? Oh no, Cramblings, you had glandular fever too. Twins, not in a good way. You wish you were as fat now as you were then. Yeah, I would be underweight if I was that. That comment gets you. Florida is fat phobic now because I got one comment recently. Right. Yes. Yes.
And most of them were overweight. Like, that's just Florida. Like, you know what I mean? And, like, that's normal here. So a lot of people are, like, pretty cool about disabled people in, like, wheelchairs or motorized scooters or...
Why are we bringing disabled into it? Okay, no. Okay, slow your roll. What we're talking about here, she set the scene. There were 2 elderly women sitting at a table, and they said, look at the size of that woman. Where is disabled in this? What? Why? why are we bringing this up?
Like bigger people. But yeah, I mean, I just think right now in a societal way, we're in a massive swing back, kind of like circa early 2000s, where like, how like Ozempic and all of these things are kind of creating a skinny supreme culture.
Okay, so I do agree this is happening. I can see a swing back. I'm sure that many people who were alive in the 90s and 2000s, I think we can all see a swing back to the quote body ideal. But that's not at all what we're talking about here, because it's not like Roz is your normal kind of obese woman walking around and getting shamed or losing opportunities and things like that because of, she doesn't have a size 6 physique. That's not what we're talking about here. We are talking about one of the more extreme body types that you can have, and done in this case by choice. It's her lifestyle choices. Yes, there's a condition on the table that makes choices very difficult, but ultimately this is reversible, right? This is not a larger commentary on society as a whole that these women may or may not have made comment on you. This is what this is what I don't like Roz does. She gets some heat and then she finds something to spin and deflect and distract, and everybody falls for it. I don't like this pattern. I'm going to call her out every time she does this pattern.
Which can just be very detrimental to people's mental health and stuff for a lot of reasons. And I'm talking specifically aesthetically. I'm not talking about health, all right? Before people get their panties in a twist about that. But I just think, like mind your fucking business. At least they're getting out and about. I wish my grandmother would use hers. Yeah, no. And no shame, by the way. No shame with people doing that on the sidewalks. That's not what I meant. I just meant that's, like, a part of Florida culture. At least in, like, the
So, Sadie, sorry I missed your question. If anybody wants to clip my lives or my videos or whatever, you don't need to ask permission. Just use. You're good.
Retirement communities, areas for sure. You look so pretty. Skin is glowing. Thank you. No offense to old people, but their mindset can be shitty as fuck. Yeah, especially, and obviously, I know that's more of a generality. There's obviously exceptions. Like, literally, Danielle is, like, closer to my mom's age than mine, and she's awesome. I love.
See how we're twisting the narrative here? See how she talks in circles with so much word salad that now we're confused about what the point is. The point is she's trying to claim fat phobia over a situation that may or may not have happened, that may have been misperceived, and now she's talking about, oh no, now I'm not meaning offense to older people. I mean, my friend that I was with is closer to my mother's age, like her mother is so elderly. And, see how this happens? Do you see it? It's not good. I'm not going to let her get away with that. This, yes, Isabel. I believe in loving yourself at any size, something that I myself am still working on. I'm sure that many of us are. Healthy looks different for different people, but she's promoting something. I think it's dangerous. I agree with you. And also, let's not forget the thing that she's promoting on this platform is against TOS, the way that she's doing it. Just because they're not pulling her up on it doesn't mean it's not breaking the rules. And I agree. I agree with you. I myself grew up with a lot of very, very horribly unhealthy body standards put on me as a child. Various family members did that. And I am sitting here today as probably an Aussie 16 to 18. I don't know what that is in America or Europe. Which is much bigger than what my millennial brain wants to say is a good thing, right? And because my millennial brain goes, nope, it's a size 8, or you may as well go do something. And accepting that, struggling to accept that, is an important, like, it's an important stage to go through, because the reality is I've gotten my body into a point where it's fit. It can do everything I need. It's really strong. I'm flexible. I can do all of the work that I need to do. I never get out of breath. It never stops me from doing anything just because it doesn't meet a certain standard. But I agree. She's promoting something very, very different than that. Yeah, you're losing weight. Oh, congratulations, for health reasons, not appearance. She seems to be upset that people are realizing that health is most important. Yes. Yes. I think you can love yourself at any size, but sometimes that love is realizing you're putting yourself in danger. Yes, and need to make lifestyle changes. I'm not big. Yeah, tell my millennial brain that. Just like regular woman, right? That's what I am. But see, I'm short though, so it carries a little bit different. She's trying to find the narrative, yes. No problem, Benita. Look after yourself.
Of her. Like, she's a great person. And, you know, and it is interesting being friends with her, because, like, sometimes I do see that gap, generational gap. And I feel that with my mom sometimes too, you know? But... Right, shut up. What are you talking about? Someone was directly rude to me. I'm allowed to fucking say how I feel about it. Shut up.
So someone called her out for being disrespectful about the waiter, which I agree. I think she was insanely, not just disrespectful, but ignorant and uncaring. And like, what a horrible message to put on your platform, saying that, oh, this autistic person that served me weirded me out. What is that? Anyway, someone called her out for it. She misinterprets what they're saying as talking about the women. She does catch on later, but yeah.
Well, people have zero filter and don't give a fuck, but to say mean things to a person with a disability in public, someone who heard the comment should have defended. So she said it really, she did say it quietly. I think she was trying to make me not hear it, but, like, I have ears, and maybe yours aren't working as great as mine are, but mine aren't that great either. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The haters are saying the waiter story was offensive. I don't give a fuck.
Isn't that charming? Isn't that charming? Now, I'm assuming that because this is live, that they were talking about the haters who are sniping. So somebody's watching the snipes go on. I agree. The waiter story was offensive.
Be offended. Shut up. My give a fuck about, like, the losers who dedicate their entire life to hating me is gone. I don't care. Leave me.
So now we've distracted and deflected away from the fact that she said something wrong. Rather than take accountability for that or reflect on oneself, she's now spun the story to, I'm not going to pay attention to people that dedicate their life to hating me, which, by the way, I don't know that anybody actually dedicates their life to hating her, but this is the spin. This is the deflection. Don't let her get away with this shit. It's not okay. And from a little bit of a softer perspective offensive. Are you making fun of my bad brain? Now I've forgotten. Oh, Darkwick, you derailed me. This comment. What was I ranting about? Oh, I was in a swing, and now I've lost the swing. That's right. I remember I was saying, don't let her get away with it. And even on a softer note, even if you wanted to say that, don't let her get away with it, because ultimately this is impacting her personal growth. She needs to be held accountable in order to grow the Cluck up as a functional adult in this world. She's been surrounded by people who either fear her or enable her, or, you know, whatever the motivation is, they're not calling her out because they're scared to. And she needs to be called out for this stuff. Playing Darkwick.
Me alone. The way I get over my public anxiety, you're never going to see that person again. Yeah, exactly. She's probably lurking in both chats. Like, be offended. I was offended. I was the one that was mistreated.
See, she said the words. She read no. She read the comment that said people, the haters are saying that your waiter story was offensive, but now her brain has switched into that she was offended by the old women. She's fully confused herself in her word salad. You just you just realized that you haven't heard from Rachel in a minute. She's been posting on her community tab and Instagram saying that she misses making videos, so I'm assuming there will be something incoming. I need a Rachel video, personally. Rachel, do the thing, please. I'm also here for a redemption arc if you want to do it. I will support the redemption arc. Just post something. Hello, Neo. Welcome in. Sorry, catching up on comments, and I was quiet. Holy hell, 4 bites, and that hot dog is almost gone. Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, it would have taken less for Mr. Chukin.
So, guys, I'm going to just address this now because, and I'm going to talk about this one time, and then we're going to move on, and I'm never going to talk about it on my channel again. Now, I understand.
Right? The lip smacking, destroying your misophonia and is making your skin crawl. For me, I know I've said this before because Amber does it too, it's the smacking combined with the breathing. I don't know what it is about the addition of the breathing. It goes from ASMR to I can't stand this and I want to, it invokes violence within me.
How do I want to go about this? I know it could make sense to want to call him Remy Lee, but the people who are obsessed with like Amberlynn and Foodie and me, they have been calling him Remily for a long time, and it's disgusting. Emily has so much like concrete evidence of being like a death feeder.
Okay, so as somebody who thought that she totally coined the name Remily, totally did. I was very proud of myself. And then to find out it's already a thing. Anyway, great minds. She's made the association, and maybe this is true of other people that named Remily. Maybe this is an intent for some people. Considering that I thought I made it up, I just wanted to explain my link. I wasn't calling, and still haven't called, Remily a feeder. I have actually spent a lot of time arguing the contrast of that, like the complete opposite of it. I did the joining of the names because of the similarity of like how they met and how they came in, and the fact that they were both given fake names. Like there were a lot of similarities. It was more those parallels that I'm making fun of, not the feederism on the record. And I'm never going to talk about this on my channel again. I already don't believe you, right? I was just about to say it's so annoying that she always eats on live and talks with her mouth full. Yeah, it's obnoxious. Yeah, Remily it is. It is. It's Remily. And now she's gone and made a fusion of a name that sounds exactly like Remily. And I don't know. I just... she runs with the most negative option at all times, doesn't she? She admitted that hers and Remy's first real fight was him asking her about her weight/health plans. So that hope of him being a positive influence is out the window. Nikki, where was this? Receipts, please. I'm interested in that. I'm interested in their entire dynamic. You still prefer a rem job?
Comparing my boyfriend to Emily is direct disrespect to me in my relationship. I can't control what other people are doing in other chats. I've blocked the word Remily.
Oh, and by the way, I don't know why I was acting so brand new in her last stream that we covered. I know his real name. I know it's not Lee. I don't know why I temporarily forgot that information, but yeah. So to clarify, Lee is his chosen name, not his government name, if that matters. Ah, it was in the members pool stream. Yeah, the one that's still missing. Look. It's not there. And even when I go to members only, the most recent one is a month ago. It's missing for me. I thought she deleted it and I got irrational. Oh, thank you, Nikki. I will. Yeah, I will for sure. They said that in their tummy time? Yeah. It doesn't surprise me. And I've theorized a few times now that I imagine saying no to Roz in any way or challenging her health or well-being like that incites nothing but rage. And what I'm basing that on is, like I was saying before, what it's like to be around somebody who does use rage as a weapon like that. Is just some red flags that we've seen around the place. His trying to diffuse and de-escalate situations before they even arise. I feel like it takes having been around somebody like that to see what's happening, but I don't doubt that this woman is capable of violence. Physical, emotional, abuse, just all of the above with this one.
Because, again, I think it's repugnant and disgusting to compare him to Emily. He would never even contemplate treating me a fraction of the way that she treats women. I'm not playing with that. So because of that, I don't want you guys calling him Remy Lee either, because it's just too close. So, yeah. I know, Virgo. That's fine. And I understand that. And that's why, like, I'm not offended. I'm not upset at you. But I feel like if I don't address it, it's just going to keep happening.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm going to keep calling him Remily because it's not for me coming from a place of disrespect. Well, it is, but it's towards Roz. It's coming from a place of, I find it ridiculous that all of the girls seem to want to give fake names for the people that are in their life, and then they always later come out with the real name, or it gets doxed, it's staying Remily. It's sorry. And you're also staying Roz. And once again, Roz, I know that she hates that because it has negative connotations. I actually thought that Nikki T coined the term Roz because if Rosie was in Australia, her Australian nickname would be Roz. That is how we would shorten that name. So, no, these names are staying. It is what it is.
Right? So, I just wanted to address it. And, but to answer your question, what was your question? Hold on. Taste test, what exactly? Because we do, like, eat when I'm cooking and stuff, but I'm not planning any desserts today. Yeah, like I said, Virgo, like, that's not directed at you specifically.
Yeah, it wasn't you. No, I learned that after because it's referencing the Monsters Inc. thing. But it is what we would call her, right? In Australia, she would be Roz.
I see that comment, Krista. Yeah, his name is Lee. You can call him Remy. I would just prefer that you guys not drag that out. Yeah, I block a lot. My block list is long. Hey, Mystic. So yeah, I just wanted to. Yeah, I'd like to just move it from there because I'm not looking to. I'm not trying to incite drama with those people. I don't want it, but I view it as direct disrespect, and it's more so even toward Lee, because Lee is innocent. He does not deserve that comparison just because he loves me. He doesn't. And it's just unfortunate that the combination of Remy and Lee sounds the way it does.
Yeah, why would you not tell him to choose a different chosen name, or don't give a name at all, just keep calling him Remy? The fact that those two things make Remily is on her. I want to disrespect you. I will stop being mildly disrespectful by using a not preferred name when she does her redemption arc. Then I might call her Rosie Lynn. I know, it would be so exhausting to be offended by literally everything all the time. Yes. You feel like they have a toxic thing a toxic kink going on. I'm betting on mummy kink for him. Look, honestly, I hope it is in the kink realm, because at least then it's adults consenting. I'm concerned that he's just in an abusive relationship.
So. Oh, they said the waiter story was disrespectful, not the fucking...
Remember, she read the comment that said the waiter story. She just got herself all turned around.
Woman story. I got that confused. That just clicked. How is that disrespectful?
The fact that you don't know, when you live with somebody who's been diagnosed as autistic in your house, you've grown up with somebody, you've even desperately tried to get said diagnosis, the fact that you are pretending like you don't get this, you really need to sit back and look at yourself and acknowledge that sometimes the criticism that people bring to you is actually valid, which is ironic that I just said that. Yeah, you mean you think she is totally taking advantage of the power she has over him. I agree with that, yeah. You called it jarring, Rosie. Yeah. She said it was like off-putting or weird or something. I've forgotten the word that she used, but yeah, it was disrespectful. This is the sort of thing that if I got this kind of feedback on a live, I would go back and rewatch it after the stream and just kind of pass it through my own ethical and moral filters and go, was that actually bad? Do I stand by that comment? Do I need to address a public apology after? Which I've done on this channel, you know, it's been either a misspeak or a misinterpretation or whatever. You take accountability for it and you move on. But she just doubles down, and I don't doubt that I don't think she went back and listened to it. But the good news is she watches reaction channels, so I'm sure she will see the feedback from this.
I wasn't aware of it till after the meal.
No, you weren't aware of it till after the meal, but then you got on your live and you were disrespectful to him on your live after you knew he was autistic. Don't play dumb like this. Look, I don't think Roz is really that intelligent. I don't, but she's smarter than this shit.
Just, like, threw me off. It was a very, like, jarring experience. That's all I said. Oh, yeah, we tipped the waiter. Yeah, of course. Of course. You know, it was an odd experience, but, like, the food was brought. The food was good. He was on top of refills. It was jarring, but I'm not going to penalize his income because we live in a tip-based economy for service workers. I'm not going to not tip because I was a little jarred by the social interactions I had with the waiter. He was not maliciously rude. He was just...
I hope you all don't mind. I cut out I basically cut out any time Roz is preparing meat because it makes me feel physically unwell, and I can't stand watching it. It's too much. Is that the second pregame? Did she do 2? I thought she just did 1. I can't stand Roz. She's horrible. I hate how she talks about mental health, especially autism, like she is a professional, but really she's just hurting people with both. I agree. Of course, her voice went up 3 octaves. Oh, I agree, Isabel. The kitchen is claustrophobic. All of the shit all over the counters everywhere. I don't like that. I think the caravan kitchen that we're building is bigger. You would have until you went to tell the hostess, and then when you learned, you were already trying to tell her, but knew you couldn't. Yes, yes.
Very nonverbal, and it was very confusing. Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, I didn't pay, but I saw that he was tipped, and he was tipped well. I don't know the exact percentage. It was definitely in the normal range of 15 to 20. I don't know the exact percentage. I just looked over at the receipt, so I don't know. Hey, sweetie.
Do I have room for a giant chair? I was going to do a caravan update too, and I forgot to film. Do I have room for a giant chair? Yes. Yes. And also, have room for my streaming nook to be in there, which is how I'm going to stream to all of you once we're in there. Rosie would accuse a big percentage of European waiters of being jarringly nonverbal, just highly efficient, Darkwick. It's a cultural thing. I agree with you, Kex. Not gonna lie, a waiter who doesn't want to talk to you is your kind of waiter. I agree. I agree. And some salespeople too, yes. Yay, introverts.
I need to wash these freaking dishes. I've been procrastinating and chatting. Oh, would you do me a favor and put that food over on the table for whenever Levi's hungry?
We're back to ordering Remily around.
Yeah.
So it's out of the way and he can access it without dealing with.
I need this counter space.
Oh, cool. Ooh, what you gonna do?
Fill my water.
Ooh, okay. Speaking of, once you fill up your water, can we fill up the ice cube trays?
So, did you catch that? He's like up and about in the kitchen. She's like, oh, what are you gonna do? He's like, fill my water. Oh, while you're doing that, right? Like, just, Roz, I'm gonna need you to start standing up a lot more. It's really good for you. There should be as much activity as humanly possible, or you are going to be prematurely immobile in your life. Look at Foodie. And to be fair, you're in a much worse position than what Foodie was at your age. This is scary. We should be looking for opportunity. Go fill the ice cube tray on your own, please. Can you all please remember that she asked him to fill the ice cube tray because she's about to be very considerate and tell him not to?
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, are you in the middle of schoolwork?
Yes.
Never mind. Just fill up water and do what you're doing.
Okay.
Oh, you're in the middle of schoolwork. No, never mind. Continue to order. Just do what you were doing. I just, this would not be acceptable to me. I would not accept being spoken to like this from my partner. That's not okay. Yummy, welcome back. You need to have an egg count for every time she tells / asks / bosses him around. Yeah, you're probably right. Might be able to rig that. There's space for a counter. Maybe. Your elderly father-in-law, since you're already standing, do you Okay, but when you're elderly, you get to do that, okay? This young woman is 34, I think. Turning 35 this year, maybe. She's a young woman. We need to be using our body. Bodies need to be used. See, you would have said, I'm still working on my assignment, I'll do it after, but he didn't do that. No, he was just gonna follow her orders. But see, that makes me wonder, is he following orders because he's just a naturally compliant person? Maybe he is. Maybe he was in the military and learned that kind of tactic. Maybe his parents were like that. Maybe that's the case. Or is he following orders because he knows that not following orders doesn't result in a super great atmosphere, an atmosphere that he is staying in for the foreseeable future?
Does Remy ever help with the cooking and cleaning?
All the time.
He deep
Actually.
cleaned my kitchen, and I haven't touched a dish since he's been here before today.
So this is important because later on she's going to have a conflict with somebody in her chat saying that he is a caregiver. And if he's willing to deeply clean the kitchen, which, by the way, like a guest in my house, absolutely not. No. Even if they want to be nice and trying to, I personally no. No. But like if he's deep cleaning the kitchen, what else care duty wise is he doing? But this conversation is important for later. Yeah, exactly. He could be agreeable because he's stuck in her place, yeah, and just doesn't want the conflict. Yeah. That's not a sustainable business model for a relationship. The business model. At least she did ask him, I'll give her that much. Yeah, but it's still like a question order though, isn't it? Because it's still a question / request with an order insinuated. So I don't know how much wiggle. It's rhetorical, right? Is what I'm trying to say. Yes, it's a question, but it's rhetorical. He's definitely a caregiver. I agree. The more I look at Remy, the more he looks like an ex I had at that age, and I question my eyesight more than I question scars. You're into the emo boys, Yummy? That's okay. If a guest starts to clean your kitchen, you'll kick them out. I'm the same. And I know that that's subjective because I know that there are some people that would be happy to have that happen. Like, part of it's because it's gracious, I think, to not have your guests do work, but also part of it's because things are in specific places and I don't want to go searching for shit while I'm cooking. I want to know where it is. So a little selfish and a little selfless, I guess, in combination. Hey, Heel God.
How does it feel to date a younger man? I'm doing the same. Honestly, guys, he's kind of millennial coded. And I like the...
Wait. He is millennial, isn't he? Oh, no, he wouldn't be. Millennials cut off at 30 now. Yeah, no, he's definitely not millennial. Never mind. Millennial coded.
The fact that with a beard, you look like a few years older. I think you look like a little in your later 20s, and I like that.
Yeah.
Because, I think it's an 8 or 9 year age gap, which I never thought would happen for me. Like, that was not something I was seeking out. That's not something...
Me neither.
In fact, when we first started talking, like, one of our first serious conversations about it, we were kind of like, age gap, how do we feel?
Yeah.
And then, like, a day passed, and we kind of got over it. It's kind of how that went down.
Yeah.
Because, like, in dating apps and stuff, before I met him, when I did use dating apps, my dating range was always 25 to 50. Like,
Can I tell you a little side quest story about Mr. Chucket and I? I'm asking rhetorically because I'm going to tell you anyway. So Mr. Chucket and I met online before it was cool to meet online. It was actually very, very bad to meet people online at the time. I was 23. Oh, no, I was turning 23. He was turning 21. So I guess technically 20 and 22. And I found his profile and I saw that his age preference was up to 21. So I was outside of that and I thought, I thought he was cute and all that, but I thought, he probably wouldn't be interested because I'm a bit older. And I let it go, and I was a bit bummed about it. Went on my way. 2 days later, he messaged me, and you know, all of that stuff, the flirting and whatnot. And I was so delighted, and I said that, you know, I was outside of the age range, and he just said he just put something in because that was the option. Anyway, turns out he and I had made our accounts on the same day, started talking a couple of days later, met a couple of days later after that, then both deleted our accounts. No. 8 or 9 years. He's 26. Your brain short-circuited when she said millennial coded. Vera is a cougar. That's what I'm told. Vera is a chicken. It's in the name. Thank you, Yummy. Dispelling rumors as fast as you're creating them. I love it. You just realize he's younger than you, and you look at that age gap and go, ew, I don't understand, Roz. What I'm less concerned about, because I know people talk about the age gap, I don't really care about the age gap chronologically. What I do bring up that I am concerned about is that there's a clear power dynamic, or a power imbalance, I should say, going on with his mental age. He's just extremely inexperienced in the world, and yeah, it's that's what I'm more concerned about, the gap that's going on there. She is more wily, more cunning, you know, than he is. You think that's sorry. You think that's part of the reason you don't see him being creepy is because, to me, he's your kid's age. Oh. You love hearing and seeing people in love. I know, I'm a hopeless romantic too. What is this? Vera's a cougar is what I heard too. You tried 10 years younger and you just couldn't. I don't think I could either. I have a friend who's 10 years younger, and he's very sweet, don't get me wrong, but the difference in experience on a world level, on a perspective level, it's noticeable. It's very, very noticeable. Just for me personally, but I don't ultimately really care what people do with age gaps, so long as it's consenting adults, and so long as the power imbalance is not being exploited, which she likes him naive. Yes.
I was open because I had different, I guess, like parameters for when people were younger versus older, or in
Different
the in between.
preferences.
Yeah. Thank you. And but ultimately, like, we met when he was 25. Anyone trying to make that like into like a predatory thing, you're weird.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
We're both adults.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Look, I don't know if there's other people out there saying that. I'm not saying that. What I think is weird, like I say, is the mental age. And I worry about that. But Roz has a history of taking one person saying something and then turning it into many people saying that thing. And yeah. Don't worry, Vera, your boyfriend calls you a cougar because he's a whole 2 years younger than you. Yeah, Mr. Token calls me a cougar too. But do you know what's weird? And I was just reading, you couldn't then, but you think you could now after 40, everyone's the same age. Yeah, that's the thing. When he was 20 and I was 22, it felt like a big difference. Now it's like, I don't know, it's whatever. But his parents had a problem with it, interestingly, because I am older than his older sister, and they didn't like that. Not a bit. It's an interesting hill to die on, but here we are. Yeah, no, he's definitely chronologically an adult, for sure. You don't see him as vulnerable or a child. He's a grown man. More specifically, to clarify what I'm worried about is that I don't know, like sometimes when you don't have a lot of relationship experience or experience dealing with different types of people in the world, sometimes you don't clock fast enough who they are and what they're about. And you can find yourself getting in deep with a situation that is ultimately going to be bad for you. And that specifically is what I'm worried about with him. Does he have the capacity to accurately see what she's trying to do? If I'm right. Disclaimer, if I'm right. But yeah.
Just trying to make a problem out of nothing, and it's very weird. I think it's very normal. Like, it's just, yeah, anyway. You don't sound Texan at all, someone said.
Yeah.
51-year-olds can kick sand. Exactly, Nancy. It's not.
Yeah.
He's very strange on lives. I've noticed when I was going through the whole thing, anytime he's there, he pretty much just says, yeah, and nods, or repeatedly goes, at intervals. Yeah. It gets into my head.
Not, and that's the thing. It's just people trying to grasp at straws, and yeah. But he's, because that's the thing. Like when he first got doxxed, they only had pictures of him without a beard, so everyone was like, he looks like a baby. Like, I'm so weird for when to be with him. And then he comes on camera, and people are like, just going to the opposite extreme, and it's just like obnoxious. I don't know if you want to answer that.
Did I enjoy being in the military? It was a mixed experience. There were some things I liked about it and some things I didn't like about it. Yeah.
He's extremely mature, and one of my favorite things about him is he's one of the most emotionally mature people I've ever met.
Thank you.
So, it's storming again. You two look cute together. Thank you.
I'm trying to remember why I left all of this in. Yes, he was in the military. I think it was probably, from what I've gauged, a fairly truthful answer. I think the military environment is not good for everybody, and I could see for somebody like Remily it not being the best environment. I think he has a little bit more of a bent towards the creative way of thinking, and the military is very like regimented in thinking. So yeah. And he's told us now that he's studying an arts degree. He hasn't said whether it's a fine arts degree or whether it's just like a general arts degree, but we have that information at least. You would love to be a trophy wife, but everyone over here seems to lose their hairlines by 30. Hey, that's okay. Get them to shave their head. For some reason, men with receding hairlines who shave their head, bald always really suits them. The constant reassurance about him being emotionally mature bothers me. Yeah, I agree with that. He was discharged early. Yeah, I do wonder if that's because of the mental health stuff, like the bipolar, and maybe he got the diagnosis while he was in the military. So, yeah, I could see. This new season of Love on the Spectrum is great. You have autism, don't come for me. Yes. Yeah, you like the bald boys. Me too. Yes, he's been diagnosed with bipolar, is what he said.
Yeah, because it's oh so normal when an older guy does it with someone 30 years younger, but God forbid a woman dates a younger man.
No, don't turn this into a gender debate. This is not what this is. I'm going to hold the same thought process for a younger woman with older male, younger male with older woman, younger male with older male, younger woman with older male. All of the things, all of the different combinations that can happen. I am going to say the same thing. So long as the power imbalance is not being exploited, and I am concerned, Roz, that in this situation it is.
And real. The gender factor is definitely there. As long as you're consenting adults, it's chill. It's a whole different thing if you were messing around with underage people like that's disgusting. Exactly. T on that. That's so true. Okay.
What are we doing?
I'm waiting for Levi. I wanna make sure like we're really hogging the kitchen.
Can you see me without my glasses for a sec?
Oh, before he does that. Darkwick, I've come to terms with my future as a bog witch. No suitors welcome, shoo shoo. Can one be a bog witch even with a suitor? Can I still be a bog witch?
Look at that face. Look at that face.
I hate how she pats him. The way she touches him, like, it's completely subjective and none of my business, but I can't help but, like, feel it, if that makes sense. And I hate the way she touches him. It would make my skin crawl. Does anybody else experience this? Again, none of my business. It's it's not that he's younger than you, it's the fact that you treat him like a kid and just disrespectful overall. Yes. Just because it's not illegal doesn't mean it's not uncomfortable. Or unethical, for that matter. Yep, okay, good. You're all having a similar reaction to me. Yes. You think he hates it too? Maybe. I don't love it. I don't. This is how I would pat Freddy's wattles, you know?
Everyone is differently abled. There's no shame in it, girl. Thank you. And like, there's a lot I do to try to help him too. He's not my caretaker. He's my boyfriend. That was so fucking disrespectful.
Right? She just, like, it probably would have been an hour earlier or so, said that he's deep cleaned her kitchen and that he's been doing all of that and she hasn't touched a dish since today and he's been there for a while. Of course they're gonna say caretaker. It looks like he's in a caretaker role. It's not disrespectful, it's an observation. He had very little reaction, yeah. She speaks to him like a mum to her 16-year-old teen. He's showering because of her. He's learning to love it. Oh no, I don't like that connotation. You might be right. Oof.
Oh, someone asked. I'd like you to answer this because I don't want to share anything.
What is it?
Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna read it. I don't want to share anything you might not want me to say, but what do I do to reciprocate your support?
Well,
what do you feel?
She does a lot of things to reciprocate. For example, yesterday.
Did you see that? As soon as it's his time to talk, she disengages every single time. It drives me up the wall. Hello, raw wolvies. Hello. Possessive pouring. Oh, Prez, you're probably right.
Today, she made breakfast for me. She loves me in a way that nobody else has ever loved me before.
That right there. She loves me in a way that nobody else has loved me before. This is what makes me anxious. This is a man who up to this point may have been telling himself that he is unlovable. That he hasn't been able to, get a partnership before this point. Sweet Disaster, thank you so much for continuing your cluckership over on Twitch. I appreciate you. Thank you. And when you're dealing with that kind of like self-belief that is incorrect, because like I said, there is somebody out there who will appreciate your own special brand of weird. I promise you there's people out there, if you want them, they're there. But when you're dealing with that kind of inner self-belief of I'm unlovable, there's something wrong with me, I'm ugly, I'm, you know, all of these things that go around in your head when you've been unable to find a romantic partner when you're seeking one, and then you find somebody who love bombs you, you are primed to be in an abusive, coercive, controlling relationship. And you may not see it coming. That's a problem. That immediately puts the power imbalance at play, right? And I think that this is the crux of everything. And it might even be, like I say, if he definitely hasn't had a serious relationship before this. It sounds like he had one very brief relationship with a man, and that was it. And when I say brief, I mean it was like a couple of months, so not super serious. They've jumped into this very quickly because she was love bombing. And now all of a sudden his brain is like, oh my gosh, there is actually somebody out there who can love me, who will accept me, who finds me attractive. So regardless of how uncomfortable this relationship can be at times, I'm going to stick with this because this is the only person who will love me and find me attractive. These are the dangerous things when you're entering into a relationship where you haven't fully explored who you are and become okay with who you are. You're bringing a weakness to the relationship that the wrong person can exploit. And I'm not saying that, you know, you can't bring that to a relationship, because oftentimes if you find a healthy person, you can actually work through this together and grow together. And that's absolutely what Mr. Chukin and I did. But the wrong person is going to exploit that weakness. The question is Roz the wrong person? Aloe, yes, this is so true, but it is coming from a point of confidence within yourself, at least. You would rather be unloved forever than be loved the way Roz loves Remy. Yeah, I agree with you. He's not an ugly man. No, he's not. He's not unattractive. He's fine. He's creative. He seems intelligent. He has things to offer. He may not see that, though. Because we do tend to see the worst in ourselves, don't we? Greed for love makes you vulnerable. So well said. Careful, Vera, you're legit talking about most of your relationships before you're 30. Hey, if you're seeing it, that means you've moved past it. I'm proud of you. So, yeah, it's just that potential vulnerability that concerns me there. You were in a relationship like that before Mr. Kex. It was bad. It can be bad. And the problem is with the wrong person, like I say, if you're already coming in with that flawed self-belief and that weakness on the table that can be exploited, that wrong person comes along to exploit it, and then they start actively chipping away at your confidence and then reinforcing the things that they want you to be doing. And it just, it can make for a really bad situation. And hopefully all of you are right about the, you know, he's totally in this and enjoying the dynamic. That I think would be the best case scenario, because that's kind of how I feel about Emily and Amber, right? It's like they are evenly matched in their toxicity. They're both traumatizing each other. They're both giving as good as they get. And it's just like, I don't know, at least they're doing it with each other and they're not bringing innocent people in. You know, they're occupying each other's time, right? I just don't know that this particular dynamic is the same.
She does a lot for me, like emotionally. We have great talks. You know, when I'm feeling down or anxious or whatever, she is always there to support me. And so That's how she reciprocates.
And the other thing is guys, he's a lot more private and personal than I am.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to come on here and like talk about the things he does for me and talk about my personal life in that way. And he's different.
Yeah.
So there are aspects of things that I have done for you.
Yeah.
Long distance and things like that I don't share and I don't get into because it's not your business, respectfully. And it involves me explaining things about him and his personal life. Again, that's not anyone's business, right? So I do that to protect him because you guys see how I'm treated online.
Respectfully, you've done nothing to protect him. Nothing at all. If you were protecting him, one, we probably wouldn't even know that he exists, and two, he absolutely would not be on your video right now.
There's information about him that's been leaked that was never supposed to be public, and
you had a hand in leaking that. You fully had a hand in leaking that. You knew it. You had just watched Emily go through it with Amber. It had just happened, and then you went and did exactly the same thing to this man, knowing how Girl World works. The onus was on you to protect his information, to protect everybody from knowing he was there, but instead, you wanted to be seen to be claimed by a peen online.
There's other stuff to that too. And so I'm not going to overshare those things to self-aggrandize and like make myself seem better or a certain way because my relationship isn't about that.
Yeah. I would also like to add too, she has helped me with my own self-care. Like, you know, eating, showering, taking care of myself.
I really think, I really believe that he is also under the grips of a condition. And we're going to talk more about it on Monday. I won't get into it too much now, but I would expect him to be able to point to good things, because this coercive control, if I'm right, could only work if there were also good things. So this makes sense to me. Peen online made you giggle. Exactly. Then why is he online? Yes. Yes, grad schooler, yes. And yet he's become her content. She is uploading so much more frequently with him there than what she was on her own. Rosie helping him remind him to shower. You don't believe it? Rosie, do not talk like you know what a healthy relationship is. 100%. 100%.
That's something I've always struggled with on my own. And having someone there to encourage me and hold me accountable really...
See the weakness he's bringing to the table, though? There is genuine vulnerability. Sorry, I don't mean to say that vulnerability is a weakness. I'm saying it's more of like a chink in the armor that can be exploited if it were to be, if he were with someone that wanted to. I don't mean to say it's a weakness. But you can see the level of vulnerability that he is bringing to this relationship. And that is okay, so long as you're with somebody who you can trust with your well-being.
Really helps me.
Oh, yeah, good question. Be like, what a baby. What have her parents said about him? Her mother is very reserved about him. There was a lot unsaid when her mother was talking about him, and I don't think she thinks this is a positive thing. And we couldn't possibly know about his mother or his parents because Roz is an unreliable narrator. I agree, Amanda. I think in the best case scenario, maybe he should get a grip on this before he enters a relationship. I agree. I do. I know it's a bit of a cliche, but you need to learn how to love yourself before you can love someone or have someone love you. I think that's important just because you need to be firm about your boundaries of what is going to be okay and what's not going to be okay in a relationship. Because even if somebody doesn't have malicious intent, it could be that you get yourself into a situation where you haven't defined your own boundaries and you don't know how to raise with the person you're with of like respecting those boundaries. Does that make sense? So it might even be just that you settle for something that isn't a good fit in the long run, and that can cause damage as well. It's okay to define to somebody what you need, what is and isn't okay with you, and to require your apparent person in life to abide by those requests, and vice versa, right? You also think her mother is very reserved about her. Fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they could both be equally performative. Time will tell. That's very true. What we see, it, her is the one, she's the one with all the power because we're her audience. Yeah, that's fair. None of us are in the room. That's why I say if I'm right. I'm just reading based on past experience and things that I've learned in the world, and I'm seeing red flags, so I'm talking about them. I could be very wrong. I do want to stress that. I am not the beacon of all knowledge of their relationship. People who settle tend to settle with the people who are willing to accept the worst about them. Yeah. Roz doesn't respect boundaries even if he makes them. Well, that's true, Nutty, because we've seen that she doesn't even respect what food he likes and doesn't like. As though that's something that can just change. That's absurd. Why do you want to take that agency around away from somebody? But yeah, you're right.
I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Oh, yes, Secret Red, it's okay. I'm a slob because you're a slob too. And in this case, I worry that she's using his acceptance or attraction or whatever it is of her as a permission base to indulge in her condition and not seek help herself. So yeah, it's a negative spiral from that perspective.
Okay, I think. Do you need anything from me, babe?
Just one thing. Good luck.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Boundaries are actually non-existent at this point with reactors. It seems there's no limit to what they will do in pursuit of farming hate among their viewers. Kind of scary, actually. I genuinely believe it's to a point that YouTube should intervene, but that's just me. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it should. I don't actually have any pet peeves that I can think of.
So here, somebody just asked her, what are your pet peeves, or something to the effect of what are your pet peeves about Remily? So they're wanting to know what about him annoys her. Now, I just want to say, if somebody asked this of me about my person, about Mr. Chukin, firstly, I may not answer it because I believe in always edifying your partner, edifying the person that you love the most in the world. And they, in turn, do that for you. So there's never, like, put it this way, I've never discussed problems in my marriage with anybody outside the marriage, right? There's always positive things outwardly. But if I were feeling a little playful and I wanted to answer it, I would pick something silly, right? Something funny, like, I don't know, Mr. Chukin snores, you know? It's not anything meaningful. And that is, I think, what you would expect. That is not how she handles it. That kiss was very performative. I think all of their kisses look a little uncomfortable. I'm hoping it's just because the camera is there and not because you know, it's genuinely uncomfortable. Be like, water baby, I believe they should intervene with your food addiction and not allow you to profit off it, or glamorize it, or advertise it in any way. I agree. Okay, alright, so let's see what her pet peeve is about him.
I think the only thing I can think of is, sometimes I wish he was better at, like, knowing how to communicate.
See what I mean? This is not a cute, silly thing. This is not edifying your partner. That is outing and airing dirty laundry within the relationship. That's not okay. That is a breach of boundaries, in my opinion. That is not okay. Imagine her reaction if he answered that question about her, and honestly, she would explode. Exactly, Aloe. Exactly. I don't like it. This is not the basis of a healthy relationship. Speaking as the old married lady. Just saying. At least I'm doing something right? I just, yeah, I really don't like that. You should always edify your partner outwardly. Because here's the thing. Like, no marriage is perfect. It has ups and downs. It's totally normal. That always happens. There's no such thing as perfection. But the problem with turning out to somebody outside the marriage, unless it's like a therapist, different situation then, but like say a friend or a parent or whatever, when you're turning outside the relationship to discuss bad things within the relationship, they only hear those bad things. They don't get to see the makeup. They don't get to see the compromises or the discussions, like the communication, all of that. They don't get to see because all of that happens within the relationship. And so they're left with this like unbalanced view of how your relationship is, and their, you know, brain's a little assumption engine, so they're going to extrapolate out what they think is happening. It's just natural, and that is problematic if you're looking for a long-term relationship. And yeah, maybe if you're talking to your mum or your best friend but not the internet, I would even be cautious of that personally. Not saying that you should take what I do, but personally, unless you're really making the conscious choice to also tell them the resolution of it and all of the good things as well. It's just people tend to just bitch about their relationship to people, and then that's all people hear. And that's why I think like relationship therapists and things like that would be a better way of doing it, because at least it's productive. But communication within the relationship is always paramount. If I were in a relationship with her, I really hate saying that because then I immediately imagine it. You know what I mean? If I were in a relationship with her and she said that, there would be a discussion after this. It's like, that is too personal. Pick something cute and silly, or fob it off as a joke of like, oh no, I don't have any pet peeves, he's perfect, I love him, you know, something like that. Just fob it off. It's a question that is designed to make you look bad. You only doubt there's compromise. Compromise is just agreeing with worlds. I agree with you. Yes, communication doesn't work if you're not doing it with each other. It's so important. You tell your therapist is good. And there's a big difference between seeking advice from a friend on how to approach something in your marriage versus bitching about your partner. I agree. And I feel like if you're seeking advice, you're probably more likely to discuss the outcome as well. But yeah. It's just another red flag. It's just constant red flag after red flag after red flag. Maybe I'm jilted, maybe I'm seeing the worst in this relationship. I don't know, but I am a hopeless romantic, so I feel like I do tend to err on the side of seeing the good things. So yeah, I don't know.
Needs in real time, but he's working on it and made a lot of improvement, and That's something I struggle with too sometimes too. So, but he's gotten way better. Because when I first met him, it was like a lot different. But he's done a lot of work in the past 6 months.
He's done a lot of work in the last 6 months. What work have you done? I'm all in support of a couple coming together, or a polycule, now that I've learned that word. I love that. Coming together, supporting each other, and building each other up and enabling each other to grow. I am all in support of that. But where's your growth, Roz? I'm not gonna make the obvious joke in the room. I'm not gonna do it. Where is your growth, Roz?
It's like, that's just more because I want to make sure that, like, he's comfortable. You know, it's not like he annoys me because of it. I just want better for him. Amanda, I'm just going to ask you this directly. Are you the same Amanda Savage that I saw posting like a bunch of really nasty shit about me? Because if you're the same Amanda Savage, I think you doxed my boyfriend's first name, so I'm a little confused by your chats. On Reddit, I saw the post, and the username was your username. So I'm just asking directly. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I just saw what you said. Because there was someone with the name Amanda Savage. Yeah, the same one's right here. I'm about to throw it in.
So I just left this in just because I thought it was kind of interesting. I don't know if this person is the person that she's talking about on Reddit. I feel like a lot of people have different usernames like all over the place, so I don't necessarily think it's a logical jump. But people in the chat were also saying that they thought they saw this person in Nikki's chat too, so I honestly don't know. I don't know. Oh man, the way she is stabbing these potatoes gives me so much anxiety. And all I like, you know, intrusive thoughts. She's got her hand under the potato and she's just rabidly stabbing at it.
And because I saw the doxing post, I clicked on the profile, and that profile had really, really nasty posts about my body.
Stab, 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 stab.
Really nasty. No doc.
But yeah, her comments are basically just saying that it's not her. She doesn't know what Roz is talking about. So if anyone has any information on this, I honestly don't know. But she was just being a little bit snarky. Potato horror story. Were they just pictures of her body? I actually don't know. I don't know what they were. I don't even know what Reddit she's talking about, because the subreddit that I'm in, the mods are really on top of that kind of thing. So I don't know. Yes, what were you stabbing? It's like, and why do we need to stab potatoes this much? Why are we taking out our rage on a potato?
Sing.
She's not looking and her fingers are like right there. Is anybody else as distressed as I am?
Okay. I'm just telling you what I saw. I noticed your name earlier, and I wasn't going to say anything until you said what you said earlier. Okay. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, the username could be someone else, to be fair. Just saw her desk. I'll choose to take your word for it because you've not misbehaved in my chat.
I hate the smugness. I'll choose to believe you because you haven't misbehaved. I will grace you with being able to stay in my live stream. I won't time you out. I won't block you, even though I'm very block and timeout happy. It, like, like, could you imagine just accusing some random of being in your chat because it's a similar username? Like, and who's to say that Roz is even remembering that username correctly? I honestly don't know. I have no more context to this. I would never think to speak to any of you like this. It's so rude. The potato is not going to explode, I promise. Stop stabbing while confronting a viewer. It's very bad. Oh, your nickname for your boyfriend is Potatoes, so you're offended by this potato massacre. I love potatoes. Potatoes are one of my favorite vegetables. Very, very versatile. But yeah, I just, yeah, it's not good. You can't imagine Vera talking to the chat like this. I haven't even talked to people who are starting trouble in my chat like this. It's like your engagement is so important to the channel. I'm grateful for it, you know? Yes, I've seen that too, Joy. The way she orders her mods around is beyond insane. Kind of like she orders her boyfriend around. Those people are so sick in the head to accept that from her. I agree. Although it sounds like she does have fallouts with them from time to time. How dare you have the same name as someone else? If it wasn't you, I might punish you a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's very odd. It's very odd. But Amanda, just the last message that she just put up. No, I think you're a little problematic, mama. No hate, but no.
Okay. Yeah, I know some people just think I'm problematic. I get it. I get why people would have that opinion of me from my past. How the fuck am I being problematic with Amanda? Come the fuck again?
She's so delightful with her viewers. Like, if you were in this chat and you just made a comment, would you not feel very seen and accepted and appreciated for your engagement in her chat, literally earning her money while she's stabbing potatoes online?
Because I'm asking someone a direct question instead of like playing nice and thinking shit to myself and not sharing it? Get out of here. Look,
yeah, you shuddered when she told one of her mods, don't do that again. You forgot what it was about. So she did something like that in this live, if that's what you're talking about. I didn't keep it in the edit. But yeah, her mods were getting a little bit snarky with somebody who was spamming in her chat, which you can kind of understand. That's what mods are there for. They want to get rid of the spam and the problematic people. But like, the way she talked to them, and then it turned out she had the situation wrong because she didn't take the time to understand it, and the mods just stay. It's wild. Your mum would talk to you like this. Oh dear. It's not okay. Ooh, checking enchiladas. Nutty. Did you make enough for the whole class? Yeah, her staring into the camera like she's confronting you face to face gets you every time. It is very aggressive. And we haven't even gotten to the aggressive bit yet. It shows what community she's keeping. It does, yes. Thank you, mods, for keeping the chat nice. I have the most amazing mod team. They are truly an exceptional group of people, and they help me in so many different ways. I am ever grateful to them. They all have their own little strengths. They're like Pokemon. They bring their own strengths to the table, and they're wonderful.
A lot of you guys have got
Yummy, you're not the worst mod. There is no worst mod. Stop it.
to know me through 2025 when I was a lot more passive, and when it come to like confrontation and things like that, and wanting to like mitigate the like bullshit. I'm just here to be me now. I was very respectful. I could have been like, oh, you were a bitch, you were a piece of shit.
Where was said respect, madam? I watched this whole stream. I missed the respect bit. I did. What did I just miss? I just heard the chime go, and what have I done? Ah, no, what have I done? Mods? Mods, I need your help. What did I just miss? Oh, hang on. No. No, I scrolled too far. Oh, no, now I feel bad because it only chimes if there's something. Oh, shit. Oh, professional streamer right here. Vera assembled her Justice League team of mods. You're a little bit like popcorn. Either a whole lot is happening or you're wondering if the kernels are dead. Not at all, Crackmarks. You're only a mod, so you don't spread the truth that Vera is Remily? Oh. No. No, seriously, did I just miss something? I'm worried that it was somebody sending in a super chat or something and I can't see it. I don't know why I can't see it. It's not showing up anywhere, so maybe a membership renewal. Whoever it was, I'm so deeply sorry that I missed it, and I'm not sure why my back end is not showing what it was. If somebody lets me know what it was, and the mods, can you yell at me? 'Cause yeah. Yami said something funny. It was a super chat. Did I catch it? Why is it doesn't show as a super chat? Yummy, for shame. It was nothing, trust me. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing as a super chat. I have no idea what's going on. That's what I missed. There are salacious rumors going on about me. Horrible rumors. Oh, it was a membership renewal. Okay, never mind. I am on the same page. Oh dear. Vera, please rate your yummy induced panic from 1 to 10. 15. Vera's so perturbed because I don't want to disrespect anybody. I don't want to miss anyone. I am so beyond grateful for everybody that comes in. That's what it's showing. Oh my goodness. Yummy successfully derailing the stream with tea. It's not tea, spoiled kitty. It's a lie. Oh, I caught that one. Yummy. Thank you. Vera, I'll have mod chat open and mods yell at me. Also, Vera ignores all. Ignores it all. Hey, no. No. Every time you sit in there and you said if flashy thingies at me, I'm looking at what you're reading, what you're writing. Oh my gosh. Can I call Mulligan on this stream and start over? Thank you, Yummy. Vera appreciates people. Oh, isn't she nice? Oh dear. Now I have a face ache. 5 minutes for Yummy induced Vera's potato rage, and it's it's giggles and apologies. Oh no, seriously, my face aches from smiling. Oh dear. So sidey. I'm Vera. I have a heart and a brain. Look at me. I'm so awesome. Am I flaunting my heartedness? Oh dear. Today you learned that mod chat is a thing. Yeah, we have a channel on Discord for announcements and other shenaniganizing, because the problem is, specifically, there is a combination of Darkwick, Yummy, and Cramblings. And those three, there are shenanigans. They have their own channel for shenanigans. Anyway, back to the video.
No. It was, hey, was that you? How the hell is that problematic? That's a crazy use of the word problematic. I have made very problematic decisions in my past. I own that. That was a part of my...
Do you own it? Do you? Do you really own it? Can I have some examples of owning said shit? Peace was never an option. Yummy wakes up and chooses violence every single day. No problem, be like water baby. Thank you so much for coming in. Has to be a separate channel or we would be booted from the Discord. Do you want to know the funniest thing as well, everyone? In the Discord, Cramblings frequently gets modded by Darkwick for breaking Discord rules. My own mods mod my mods.
Story. And a lot of it I wish I wasn't. I cuss a ton. If you don't like that, then you're on the wrong channel, babe. It's not new, guys. I didn't actually feel disrespected. And I don't like this gal. Rude but true. Yeah. You don't have to like me if you're respectful in my chat, and even though I'm aware you're not like a fan of me, I'm not gonna block you unless you're being disrespectful.
Your definition of being disrespectful, though, is sometimes a little bit of a gray area.
Yeah. And I don't expect people to change their minds on me outright without like continual change. I feel like I've really only been on a specific path since the beginning of this year, and I've learned in life that I kind of just need to like move slow. If I rush myself, that's how I'm impulsive and I make stupid mistakes, like you know, the weeks leading up to the documentary and shit like that. Like if I don't slow myself down and like take things like one single step at a time, that's how I land in trouble. That's a continuous pattern I have that I try to work on, you know. I do think the honest critiques gets buried beneath the haters, and let me be real, I don't want to hear critiques from people who I believe have malicious intent with me.
Who I believe have malicious intent with me. Her definition of malicious intent has been evidenced to be anything that disagrees with her. So this logic, it's like it can't be refuted, right? There's no way to be correct in this scenario unless you're just agreeing with her.
Period. Even if it's valid, I don't want to hear it. I would. It's different.
Even if it's valid, I don't want to hear it. She legit just said that. She's not at all interested in bettering herself, even though she just sat there and said that she's improving herself, especially in the last 6 months. This is her fully, either consciously or unconsciously, tricking herself into thinking that she's made progress when absolutely no progress has been made. I would like her to make progress, but yeah, she will make up the rules of the game later. She will. She will.
Different from my viewers. It's different from people in my real life. It's different from people who actually know me, because I am very open to criticism on those fronts. But
I've not ever seen her be open to criticism. Not once. I am very open to seeing her being open to criticism. I would like those receipts. I haven't witnessed it with my own eyes.
What I am not open to is criticism from people who actively enjoy my misery and pain, who wish nothing but the worst for me, and who truly, truly have deep disdain for me and believe that I am a malicious, liar, terrible person when I am simply not.
Okay, so where do you think she would place me on that scale that she's got going there? Am I a malicious person who only wants to see bad things for her and delight in her misery? Because I would say that I absolutely want to see her have a redemption arc. I really want to see that. I want to see that of everybody that I cover. I really want to see it with Rachel. I wish she would wake the clock up. But it's like she defines people as hating her and then says, oh, because you hate me, because you don't agree with me, I'm not going to take on any of your criticism. And, you know, no bias aside, I think I brought some very valid criticism to her, but even if it's valid, she doesn't want to hear it. You heard in the last 6 months she got a boyfriend? Boy, yes, she has, and he's in the room with us. Yeah, she would call me a hater. Exactly. Exactly. You're a reaction channel, you're a hater. You're a hater because she can't be anything but surface level. You're here for it if people redeem themselves? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm not sure if people fully believe me when I say I will celebrate this. I will call it out when I see it. I 100% will. I do genuinely want to see everybody change. I don't know if they all have the capacity to in the long run, but yeah. You still use Remily and Roz, so you rank pretty high. Fair, Kix. Fair. You don't think she can handle legitimate critique? I agree with you. Hey! Look who it isn't. Wait, for realsies? Madam. Yeah, that doesn't matter. You haven't earned the right to criticize her, just like when we all give well-intentioned advice about health insurance, literally just trying to help. Exactly right. Exactly, you didn't do it. Yeah, so look, I have no context on you, Amanda. I don't know the situation. I put it in there because she was being snarky, but if you wanted to share, I'm open to hearing your side of it. I didn't do it. Told you it was a common name. Common avatar photo too, apparently. Yeah, everyone's using it. It's funny.
That is not the reality. There's a lot of people that believe this dogpiling bullshit. And so I'm not going to take...
Oh, absolutely not, Katie. No, that is not my message. If you've listened to a lot of my content, you know that that is 100% not my message. I believe that everybody can change. I worry about the lack of awareness of the women that I cover that will prevent them from potentially being able to make the change in the time that they need to, because sorry, I was getting a little warm there. Because let's be honest, time is limited, but 100% no. I want to see everybody change.
anything from that area of the internet. Seriously, that door's closed. It has to be for my mental health. Period.
Ah, thank you. You looked into it. There's a mean girl named Amanda Snark, so she didn't even remember the name correctly. And she clearly reads the posts on Girl World Files because that's the only sub you found it on. Okay. That tracks. I'm gonna believe you, Amanda, because you haven't misbehaved in my chat at all, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. No, I do believe you. Mistaken identity, right?
The opinions of those types of people mean genuinely nothing to me. Nothing. I have nothing to say or add or feel like does me any good. I want no part of it. But people who can show otherwise with their actions on like a more case-by-case basis, that's again a different story. Hate for someone else is just self-hatred directed outward, to be honest. Yeah, and I feel like the reason why I feel like I have so much to say on that is because I genuinely have experience from it on both sides, because I used to be the person to project outward my own pain instead of self-actualizing and like working on myself when I was hurting. I took my hurt and I projected it outward, and I was a shittier version of myself for it.
Okay, as somebody who has legitimately done a 180 in their life, and in case none of you have heard my history, you know, I have completely changed who I was. I don't necessarily think that, like, I think a lot of who I was a product of my upbringing. Although that contextualizes what was going on, it absolutely does not excuse anything that may or may not have been done in my past, which is why I will always give people room to grow, even if that's inconvenient for people, even if it's distasteful or whatever. I don't really care, to be honest, because if current actions are showing that people are on the right path, that's what I care about. Any new actions that come up are what will be assessed, right? And as somebody who has done a legitimate 180 and who has spent many years doing said 180 and accepting accountability and responsibility for some things that still haunt me at night, this is slightly insulting. It's you know, that like stolen valor adjacent kind of deal, and I think this is what a lot of people feel with her quote chronic illnesses and mental health conditions as well, because she takes somebody else's story and then applies it to her as though she is you know, the beacon of this thing. But for her to sit there and say that she has changed when not 1 month ago she was repeating all of this with the whole paradise nonsense, that's not change. That's not enough time to have changed. Real meaningful change takes work and dedication and honesty, brutal honesty with who you are. And yeah, it this pisses me off, long story short. Yeah. And I mean it, thank you, Quirky. I mean it when I say I would have been a lol cow had I have documented my past self, especially around the like 19, 20-year-old mark. My goodness. I had some thoughts and some really warped perspectives on how the world works. But yeah. Yes, you totally agree. Taking accountability and growing from it. It's all we can do. People make mistakes. And what's more is people should be allowed to make mistakes. I do not subscribe to the perfection standard that sometimes people will apply to other people. You should be allowed to make mistakes. I don't criticize the mistakes that are being made by the people that I cover. I'm criticizing the handling of said mistakes, and that is what is most important. And the reality is, when it comes to Roz, the handling of her mistakes is nothing short of doubling down, getting aggressive, and being highly disrespectful to everybody involved. You feel like her faking illnesses and blaming illnesses she doesn't have some that reflects poorly on you. Like, yes, because she casts doubt, right? And that's really bad. And even just, I can point to what, like a week ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, where she's saying, sorry guys, can't do my members only stream, I've got mental health issues, and I just, you know, I need to look after that, to find out that it's just because Clucking Remilly's there and she wants the peen. That's why. It's not okay to just go to mental health and use it as an excuse. The mistakes are current. The change has not been made. Kex, thank you so much for renewing your membership. I appreciate you. Was there a membership message? I'm worried that they're not showing to me. Oh, thank you. You really admire me. Someday you aspire to manage the level of change you talk about. Oh, Kex. That's so incredibly sweet. It is, it's being comfortable with being uncomfortable and being brave enough to look at the mistakes. It's not good. And honestly, and kind of probably why I am leaning as hard with the Nikki situation as I am, which once again, I appreciate. If nobody else wants to, that's fine, but I'm going to, because it's true to who I am. Why I'm leaning on that a bit is because I can't help but feel that if I had the misfortune of having a digital documentation of said mistakes that I've made in my past, and you know, if people could point to them, I can't help but feel that a lot of people would ignore the growth that I've made and decide to hate me anyway. And I don't want to be hated for my worst moment. I'm not going to hate somebody else or judge somebody else for their worst moment when they are exhibiting change, right? And I just, it's important to me to keep that going forward. And the thing is, it extends to Roz, it extends to all of you. And if you want to make change, I think that's wonderful. I really do. And I am so here to support it, regardless of what you've done in your past. Somebody's going to take that and be extreme with it. Yes, there are things that people can do in this world that are unforgivable, but for the most part, the general human in society, that you can change. Yes, I love this, Isabel. To be good at anything, you have to learn how to sit in the discomfort. Oh yes, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It is a superpower. She also wants others to forget her past behavior, but won't forgive to move past others. You're right, Mammy. You're 100% right. I agree with that. She has not changed, in my opinion. I am really, really looking for somebody, for her to exhibit change. I am scanning for it. It hasn't happened yet. Oh, good point, King. I wouldn't want someone to hate me, but I definitely understand why someone would decide to keep boundary with me, still, like, to end the relationship. I agree. So when I say that I give people space to grow, it's not costing anything of me to give them that space, right? There's no, like, if those people that I've given space to grow and I've trusted in them that they're growing and things like that, if they turn around and, like, break that trust or break that expectation in some way, it's not taking anything from me, in the sense that it's fine, they're their own person, whatever, you know? But I feel like too that that's not necessarily a perspective that everyone will share, and sometimes it comes to a place where in giving them that room, it's going to come at the expense of you in some way if they violate that expectation. And if that's the case, I encourage people to not give the space for people to grow, because you don't want to do it at the expense of you. I'm exclusively doing it because I can. And I'll do it enough for everyone, to be quite honest with you. No problems as well. Thanks for coming in. At this point, you don't think she'll change. She won't change what she won't acknowledge earnestly. Yeah, right now, she's not capable of change because she doesn't have that. Whether or not that's going to be the case in the future, I'm holding out hope.
Oh, I love meditation. I'm neutral towards you, but if you put it on the internet for public, it's open for criticism from anyone. What you do with that criticism is up to you from there, though. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Agreed, yes. If you don't want it talked about, don't talk about it.
Yeah. Criticism is different from outright hate, but and disrespect. Because sometimes it's not necessarily outright hate, but it is disrespect. And that's the thing about me. I don't fucking tolerate disrespect.
You don't know what disrespect is, though, to be fair. The definition, your definition that you're working off of what disrespect is, does not match what the world is operating of disrespect.
So.
Sub-signal. I love meditation mid-rage. It's like Foodie when she's raging and then she's like, hey, teardrop, and then goes back to...
Self-actualization is reaching the best version of you that you can be, but that's really hard to do. Absolutely. It takes a lot of work,
Don't speak about this like you know what it takes.
Reflection.
Once have you done those things?
100%, but I have seen some absolutely valid criticism of you, but I'm not going to bring it up because I don't want you to think I'm some hater because it's old news and you've probably addressed it and changed. Sherry? Is that how I say your name, Sherry? Yeah. And you know what? That's the thing. Like I said, there are times where I see like valid criticism of me, and again, I consider the source, right? And there have been times where there's like, I can think of one specifically, and I don't want to bring it up because it involves someone who's not in my life at all anymore. It took me some months to really reflect on that properly and understand how much I fucked up. It did. But then I did, and I reached that point, right? And so, like, that's why when I talk about certain things, I'm like, yeah, like...
Oh, cramblings. Yeah, I need to redo all of the emotes, because I think that... I like the veer drop, but you know the really warped veer drop one you did? I think that's a really popular emote in the Discord as well, so I do need to do all of this. It's all on my to-do list. So, you know, I might get to it in the next 10 years or so. She won't take the time to do the simplest things. No. Cursed veer drop reign supreme. It's a good one. It is a very good one. Yes, that's right. Any amount of criticism Rod sees as a personal attack. And here's the thing. With being an online person, I do think that it's tricky, right? Because when you put yourself out there as a public person, everybody is going to have their say on everything that you do. And that is the nature of being on the internet and creating content on the internet. And a lot of these things can be completely off base and irrelevant, or just subjective opinion and potentially even conflicting as well. So there is a point as a creator where you need to work out what is going to be valid criticism and what is going to just be, you know, people yelling into the void. And it's a tricky line to walk, because you definitely don't want to take on everything everybody has to say. Which is where I've said before, you know, I will go back and listen to things if people raise criticism. I'll run it through my own set of morals and ethics, which I stand by and enable me to sleep just fine at night. And if I decide that it doesn't match because, you know, I've had a bad day or a misspoke or whatever the case may be, then I will address it. But doing that requires a level of honesty, and a level of getting past the knee-jerk reaction of just wanting to go on the defense to that person, right? That is where I think Roz gets stuck. And by the way, I'm not holding myself up as the pinnacle of example of this. You know, I'm human too. Sometimes things piss me off. It's okay. Usually I'll sleep on that. I don't respond to them straight away. But Roz would need to be able to step back from the way she feels in the moment, which we know is something that she struggles with, and be able to look at it objectively from an outside view to determine whether something should be applied as criticism or not. And I feel like at this point in Roz's journey, that is asking a little bit too much. So where the line is for her, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for how she would handle this at all. How do people like this exist in the real world? She's so unlikable, she is. Become a lol cow? Can you share your thoughts on Rosie using past trauma experiences to validate not standing for disrespect? I know that Amber says this, but she doesn't understand these words. I think that it's fair to use your past trauma as an explanation for why things might be reacted to in a certain way, but not used as an excuse. So I don't mind that she brings up her past trauma, because it does, to a degree, inform on how we're going to move through the world, to a degree. And I want to emphasize that. But the thing with Roz and what she's saying to basically use it as a wall to shelter herself from, quote, disrespect, is just using it as an excuse. It's essentially saying, I can do whatever I want, I can say whatever I want, I can do it all without any responsibility or ramifications because I had a hard childhood, or whatever the statement is of the time. That's where it's a problem. It's like, just using my situation as an example, I think I could be seen as justified to not trust a single person in the entire world, and to keep them at arm's length, and to treat them poorly to keep them at arm's length. But it doesn't work though, does it? It doesn't serve me, it doesn't serve anybody else. So although it might explain why my knee-jerk reaction would be to push back, it doesn't excuse any poor behavior. I hope that makes sense. I do have a lot of thoughts on the topic though. Long story short, she is using everything as an excuse. And that doesn't often work on people who've also experienced traumatic things. Yeah, it's all excuses. There's no accountability, there's no action, there's just nothing. You always say the things that have happened to me helped shape who I am, but it does. It defines who I decide to be. Yes, and I've had people say, you know, oh, the person you've become or the things you've managed to achieve is amazing in spite of your upbringing. And I'm like, it's not even in spite of it, it's because of it. I'm working with it and using it as a superpower. It's like flipping it on its head. Oh, thank you. Explain things so well. Appreciate you there sharing your thoughts. I feel like I explain better in videos when I'm not super distracted, but yeah, I'm glad it made sense.
That was fucked of me, right? But I'm a human being, so sometimes I'm just flawed.
And see that right there? There was almost accountability for the paradise thing, but then followed by, but I'm just human. Yes, humans are allowed to make mistakes. They are, and they do make mistakes, and that is okay. But you just use that statement as an excuse to avoid any accountability for your shitty actions. That right there.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, right? I'm not going to listen to the criticism of people that monetize farming hate views from me, because that's what they do. They can pretend that they're a different moralistic standing or whatever, but they
Oh, no, I'm not pretending. I want to go on record saying I'm not pretending. I do have a different, quote, moralistic standard because I would not do the things that you've done.
They sow seeds of hatred to garner views because that is how that community makes the money that they make.
And, like, morals and ethics are subjective. They're going to be different for everyone. There are things that I've done that other creators would never do. There are things that other creators have done that I would never do. It's not like a running scale of you're either moral or you're not. But to sit there and say that, oh, just because you're different morally is absolutely absurd. Good night, Pisces. Thanks so much for coming in. Nobody's perfect. I'm not going to be 100% perfect all the time. And she gets mad at people for saying she's pulling from the ALR playbook. Yes, exactly. Criticism is not hate. I've never said that I hated Rosie either, by the way. No, I don't hate her either. I don't hate anybody that I cover. I, believe it or not, don't even hate my mother. I can't summon the energy that is required to fuel hate for somebody that I just don't really care about. It's not a hate thing. She's so jealous of the reaction channel's income. Yeah, her numbers are very bad for the size of the channel that she is.
Like, they're not, like they say anything partially positive in my direction, they get slammed by their audience.
That's not at all true. That is not true of this audience. Dresia, thank you so much. You gifted 5 memberships. Congratulations to everyone who just got gifted a membership. Can we get chicken butts and juicy peaches in the chat for Dresia? I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Dresia is here. Dresia says night. Thank you. Yeah, that's how you feel about your mum too, just indifferent. You don't want a relationship, you don't really care. Yeah, I know that some people say, you know, don't hold on to things with unforgiveness. I am here to firmly say that I think you cannot forgive someone and not give a shit about someone at the same time. Amanda, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Don't worry, everyone. I can summon enough hate for everyone. And then if I can't see them, I forgot they exist, so it stays the same, ready to kill later. Okay, Cramlings, quite the pair we make. So you will hate everybody enough for everyone. I will give everyone enough room to grow for everyone. I think we've got everybody covered between the two of us.
It's bizarre. So yeah, and I don't listen to it, but that's my point. I watched enough of it in the past to know how it works, you know? Exactly, you should only be taking valid criticism from people close to you, not strangers on the internet. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think she does that either. I don't. Just a feeling, just a hunch, got no proof. Not verified, totally not verified. Hey, Mussing Out, welcome in. Yummy, you want to love everybody? Enough for... Oh, that's sweet. I love that. I don't believe you, but I love it.
And also, some people will think something is valid criticism when it's utter bullshit, because their concept of what that is just inherently wrong and flawed, because they...
Oh, by the way, this is her internet lagging. It's not me. It's not you. It's... Yeah, it's all her.
have a perception through the lens of the storyline and narratives crafted by channels that, again, make money off of fitting me into...
Yeah, Nikki, we've seen evidence of this. If anyone in her real life criticizes her, she goes on a mission to destroy them publicly. Yes, we actually have proof and receipts of that happening. Are you loving Rosie? Yummy. You want to say something, but you need to be nice. You're a mod right now. Just channel that.
To a content type that was designed through the blueprint of Amberlynn Reed. My place in the girl world is kind of like a quote-unquote newer, really as a community or collective or whatever, added a new person.
No. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't been following Roz long term, this is not gathered knowledge from archivists or anything. This is something that I witnessed myself back when I used to watch Oh Lordy, It's Geordie. So I think it was when all the Erica and Brittany stuff was going down, I'm fairly certain. Or at least at the beginning of the Emily stuff. I don't know, somewhere around there, like June, July 2024. Roz was contacting reaction channels, and she was contacting Oh Lordy, It's Geordie to try and get an interview on his channel. She has all but begged to be part of Girl World for a couple of years now. And now that she is part of Girl World and she feels like, quote, the Amberlynn blueprint is being applied to her, she's claiming that she hates it. I don't believe that she doesn't like... There was a double negative there, sorry, I confused myself. I believe she likes being part of Girl World. I think there are parts of it that she doesn't love, but overall I think the payoff is beneficial to her. And yeah, Erica and Brittany want to throw back. I know. This is before I was a reaction channel. I was just a viewer. And yeah, so her sitting here trying to say that she's been made part of Girl World. No, she made herself part of Girl World. She is part of Girl World because Amber went to the LCU. There is no other reason for it. You know, she was there on the periphery. People dragged her in. And yeah, all of this is performative and nothing else. So just bear that in mind as context. It's important. Yeah, being in Amber's shadow. And now Amber's in her shadow. Oh, we've come a full 360. It's a circle.
That's like been at a similar level of how obsessive they are over Amber and Foodie before me. They used to talk about a bit about glitter and lasers and before she left, and like one or two other people here and there. But like not to the degree with which they've done with me. So yeah, the weather's really bad right now. Ooh, criticism for the sake of entertainment isn't healthy or productive criticism.
I disagree. That's pretty much the entire point of my channel. What do they call it? The entertainment mixed with education videos. There's a name for it. Anyway, they kind of mix the words. That is the whole point. I actually think that criticism can be a form of entertainment because it makes it much more palatable. And in my case, I'm using these women as illustrations of greater life points that I want to talk about. So yeah, I'm bringing the criticism in a fun, palatable way so that people can look and go, oh, yes, thank you, edutainment. Thank you, Sunny. That's exactly the word I was thinking of. Yeah, thank you, society. Yes. I always forget words when I'm on live. I swear this doesn't happen in my real life. I'm not having like a stroke or anything over here. It's a live thing. But yeah, it absolutely can be a thing. I would argue that it stops being critique when it starts being out and out like name calling and bullying and things like that, which is why I have in my rules, let's not look too much at the physical. Let's get creative and because there's so much other stuff that we can point at. But yeah, it's just no, I don't agree at all with that statement. And that person doesn't have enough perspective to be able to accurately speak on that.
Tea. Oh, I'm about to get pissed.
Oh yeah, okay, so this is the part where she rages. So this is over something really trivial. I think it's like the slow cooker lid or something like that. She gets scary. And anybody who has been in a relationship or living with somebody who uses anger as a weapon to basically control the household, I think this might get triggering because for me, having lived with somebody like this, I find it very difficult. Like, it makes me tense up a little bit. And yeah, it's the pot reach. But just watch her body language, watch her language, watch how she treats the things that she interacts with on the screen. And yeah, just pay attention to all of the body language. You may forget words, but you're also very hard on yourself. It's okay. Oh, thank you. We don't notice it like you do, but besides, no, I'm not human. Yeah, no, correct yourself. Jeez, spreading salacious rumors. All right. Test to see how hatched you are. Your noggin is out.
Why is that not put back there?
So the lid is not where she expects it to be. This is all this is about, nothing more.
The lid's not out here either. What the fuck? Oh, I'm about to get mad. No.
So for me, I'm talking about my mother and my mother's girlfriend that I lived with at the time. Already, just the way she's moving through her world is triggering, that kind of sensation in me. I would hate to be in the room with this because just watching it is bad enough.
Found that, but the lid isn't where it's
Slammed on the bench.
supposed to be. However,
Shoved the chair.
I kept the old lid of the other Instant Pot.
Just all over a pot. This is all. You would think something horribly dramatic has happened. Why I'm making a big deal of this, for anyone who isn't familiar with living with something like this, why I'm making a big deal of this is because remember that right now, she is aware that she's live. This is what she's comfortable to show the world. Usually with people like this, whatever they're comfortable to show the world, you can greatly magnify it behind the scenes when it's just them and the people that they're comfortable with. I hate this so much. This is one of the reasons that I point to when I say that I think this woman is capable of violence. Not to mention some other things that I'm yet to verify, but yes. Oh, flashback to your ex's mother. You were just about to say how triggering this is. It is. When you've lived it, when you know what it's like to walk on eggshells, this is triggering. Same, Vera, Mr. Quirky and I have worked to make sure we don't behave like this when frustrated with regular things, yes. That happening when living together, someone's going to put stuff in the wrong spot. Yeah, Mr. Chukin and I have a similar thing because he had issues with his mother doing this as well. And like, I like to bustle when I clean because I don't like it. So you better believe I'm going to get a good calorie burn out of it. But the bustle is too similar to what he experienced as a child with his mother. And so I toned the bustle down when he's in the house, but I bustle my heart out when he's not in the house. You better believe it. But yeah, what I do hate, what? It's a horrible way to live. And if Remily is at all learning this pattern, my heart goes out to him, honestly. You totally agree. What damaged you the most was the sense of chaos going off at any moment, any time in your home. And it's random, right? Like you can't even say, oh, it's when I do this, so I just won't do this. It's not that simple. That messed me up way more than other very serious things that happened to you. I agree with you, Society. I'm so sorry you can relate. Yeah, your roommate bustles and it triggers you because you keep thinking he's mad. Yeah, that's what Mr. Chukin has as well, so I tone it down. Fortunately, though, when I do my housework for the most part, he's outside working, so I can bustle as much as I want. My bustle is not rageful, though. It's just busy.
Okay. I'm less pissed now. Alright. It's hot in here.
I hate that so many people in here are relating to this. That breaks my heart. I don't want that for any of you. It's not a bad point. In my opinion, a lot of Remley is loving on her as a fawn response. It could be part of it, yeah. Yeah. What the clock is bustling? Cleaning really fast and moving really fast between locations. I call it my bustle. Basically, I turn cleaning into an aerobic exercise. To me, bustling is like moving things quickly. Moving them around quickly, being a little bit rough with the item. Yeah, fair. I'm not rough. I'm just fast. Does that make sense? But yeah, but it's enough because for Mr. Chukin, for example, I think he's okay if he can look at me while I'm doing it, because he can see that my demeanor is not being aggressive. But like when the bustle is happening in a separate room and all you can do is like hear things going on and things are moving quickly, it's triggering. Hustle your bustle. Exactly. Exactly.
Hi, honey. Thank you. I was just getting pissy about the Instant Pot. It works fine.
Oh, okay.
Me? Dramatic? Never.
Well, I think I'm done with schoolwork for tonight.
Yeah, it's the fastness makes it seem rough. Well, like, put it this way, the way she slammed that pot down on the bench, I would call that rough. That's not something I would do. But yeah, speed can also be. But like, you know, slamming a door can be done aggressively. Like slamming a cupboard door can be done aggressively. It's horrible to live with. And now she's complaining about the temperature instead of realizing she literally got hot under the collar over something minor. Yeah. And why are we releasing cortisol into the system over a missing pot? You think of bustling as proactive chaos. Yeah. Yeah, actually, it's a good way to put it. Yeah. See, it's not just Roz being dramatic. Teehee, so cute. Yeah, so quirky.
I'm about to start on the chicken broth. I need to shred this up. I want to also cut up the pineapple and put that in the fridge. Oh, can you grab the 3 carrots from the refrigerator?
Ordering him again?
Produce drawer. And can you set them next to the pineapple right there? Oh, cool. Okay, real quick, can you help me
Get up!
make this a little less stressful?
Can you help me make this a little less stressful? She is in a full mode. I'm concerned that he chose that moment to enter because that kind of looks to me like he's seen this pattern many times before and he's in there to de-escalate the situation. That's how I'm reading it. Oh, your amazing girlfriend respects your triggers, just like your calmed cleaning bustle. I'm very blessed to be finally in a safe place. And you hope that for everyone. I love that society. You're not a bustler, but you get really zoned when you cook? Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, a little less stressful, girl. That's all you do. She's so out of breath. Yeah. So she's gotten herself into a rage, and now she wants him to fix it. And this is just another red flag, right? This is, yeah, he came in to de-escalate, which is concerning because if you know to de-escalate the situation, it means you've seen it many a time before. And you know that it's not something you want.
Yes.
Can you hand me the Instant Pot lid? And for now, can you put the floor cleaner down here?
Just order after order after order.
And the wire bowl and blue bowl on the blue table for me, pretty please.
She said, please.
Sorry, chat. Give me a second.
and it makes him feel like a savior. It might. Yeah, it might. I can tell you from having been in his situation, it definitely feels less like savior and more just like, let's just get rid of this situation because I don't want it going where I think it's going. But it could be a savior complex too, for sure. We wouldn't know unless we're there.
Doing great.
Thanks, Sarah. I just got a little irritable because it was hot in here and the garage. Can you set this on the table? Don't ever throw that away.
Okay.
That's to help with this. And then the ketchup and mustard can go in the fridge. And can you do the ice cube trays so we can get that off of the
Yes.
counter space too? And these can go on top of the bamboo steamer, pretty please. Is the fruit juicer
Right here.
perfect? That's fine. You can leave it there for now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna do the ice. I'm gonna work on this.
And you can kind of get a read on her demeanor as well. Like, you can tell that she's gotten herself into a state over a clocking pot. You know when I talk about the 100 scale, how when you're a toddler and you drop your ice cream, it's like the worst thing that could ever happen in the entire world, because your life up to that point, dropping that ice cream is absolutely the worst thing that has ever happened in your world, hopefully. And then as you get older, it's like breaking up with a teenage romance, and that's devastating. And you get older and it might be getting fired from your job or losing a pet or a family member, like, you know, that kind of thing. So the 100, the worst thing that's ever happened to you in your entire life, it increases as you go through life. And all I can look at, you know, when people are so quick to anger like this over things like this, I think it's an indication of how sheltered her life actually is. Because although it can be frustrating in the moment, this hit a level for her that should be reserved for much, much, much more serious things. Ah, no, Yummy. Oh, I'm sorry, your work is in the way. Yeah, that's true. The pot is related to her food aggression. It's hindering her from cooking what she wants. Yeah. None of it's good though. Like, she really needs to gain some perspective over this. No actual struggles. It doesn't seem like it.
I'm not gonna stick around live long enough for y'all to see it hit, but
She's talking about THC.
where are you? Come to mama. I need my THC. Where are you? Aha! Oh yeah. That's the good shit right there. Okay. Thank you, but he did so much for me. I don't want to just like default to him finishing this out for me. So to be quite honest, the part that's the hardest is the getting up and down. So I think I'm pretty set now. I just have to grab a couple things. And I am going to ask.
So she's conscious of overusing him. Whoops, clicking on wrong things there. She's conscious of overusing him, and she doesn't want to be seen to be overusing him, even though we've seen many, many order stints of interaction with him. And to be fair, I cut a lot of them out too, because it starts to get very redundant. And she also, I realized I cut it out, she also reminds him to fill the ice cube tray as well. So earlier when she said, oh no, you're studying, don't do that, she was just saving it for him to do later. And the thing is, she's talking about the hardest part of this is her getting up and down. that means that should be her interpreting her body as saying, you need to do it more. Like, you need to do it a lot more. If getting up and down is taxing you this badly, you know, as a young woman, this is heading to immobility rapidly. And I can tell you that when you look at the likes of Hungry Fat Chick, Candy, who is 50, she'd be like 54 now, something like that. She's hit that point and can attest that it gets so much harder once you get to that point. She's at the point now where it would be optimal to start turning this around before it gets really difficult. Yeah, I agree with that. She thinks this is being quirky and not problematic. I agree. I think a lot of the girls feel that way, to be fair, with what they do. She watches all the reactions, and it seems Remily does too. Yeah, it looks that way. You also have problems moving around lately, and it's absolutely frustrating that I can't do what you want. Yeah, it's I imagine too that it would be very challenging for people who have disabilities, who don't have a choice in their disability. I use the word choice loosely, but you know, Roz's situation is reversible, and although the choice is difficult because there is a condition in play, it is reversible at this point.
Ask him to bag and put away the potatoes later. That's how I'm gonna delegate. But I want to do, and like I might ask.
Yeah, joke. I think that too. She needs to start some water aerobics classes for real. And the benefit is she's got a pool. She is set for everything she needs. If she tailored her intake just a little bit, it wouldn't have to be extreme, and she got in that pool once or twice a day and did some like YouTube, I'm sure there's exercises on YouTube that you can have access to. That would be a wonderful way to start getting and integrating exercise into her day without putting extra strain on her joints that are working very hard at the moment.
Like wipe down the counters or something, just so I get a little bit of a breath on that front, because I'm...
Oh, really? Hey, Sai. She mentioned in the pool live standing for 5 minutes is hard, and that's sad, especially because, by the way, everybody, has anybody tried floating in a pool with a very low body weight percentage and tried floating in a pool with a higher body weight percentage? Because I can say that she is buoyant. She is very buoyant. So much to the point where I would say it would be difficult for her to like swim to the bottom. So even just standing in the pool for 5 minutes being difficult, that is incredibly sad because a lot of the weight is going to be taken by the buoyancy in the water.
I am super drained. It took a lot out of me to leave the house today. Like, you know, I don't know what it is about people. I don't know what people's deal is when I talk like about the agoraphobia thing, because actually I hadn't been the one bringing it up recently until I was just getting inundated about it in my comments, especially on Instagram. Like, it's like every time I leave the house I get slammed for like being like accused of like faking agoraphobia, when like you guys don't know or don't see the times where like I fight my panic and my anxiety, and I don't talk about that every single time.
It's just that your agoraphobia experience doesn't match everybody else's agoraphobia experience, and it seems to be very, 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 very selective. Extremely selective. Yeah. Yeah, you think if she did basic walking back and forth, it would help so much. I agree with you. Absolutely. And maybe just some like little arm exercises or something above the water. It would do so much for her.
And it's just become this topic that people use to like weaponize against me, and it's just really fucking unfair.
and let's not forget, it's not diagnosed. I am, believe it or not, less concerned with the fact that it's not diagnosed, because I think people's experience is people's experience. I don't know that we necessarily need to label it per se. But the thing is, what she's describing is not really agoraphobia. It's definitely some manner of, probably like a social anxiety or something. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and diagnose her with it. But I think she's interpreting having anxiety to leave the house as agoraphobia, but in its essence, that's not necessarily, you know, the cause is different, but the result is the same. Does that make sense? And I can't stress enough that she was so incredibly calm going to Texas, into a state that she's not been into, away from the comforts of home that she's used to. Going on a plane in the physique that she's in would be insanely stressful, and just going to stay at a man's house that she doesn't know. All of this is terrifying to somebody who has agoraphobia or any sort of anxiety disorder, and she did it just fine, proving that she can face fears when she wants to, but not when she doesn't. So, you know, we can't go to the grocery store, we can't go to work, we can't go outside and exercise, but we can go to Texas for the peen, right? And that's what the issue is. Really, Chris and Britt, who she stole the agoraphobia from, did a video on their experience with Britt's agoraphobia, and it was really educational. I have to check that out. Like, I understand. I think it's logical that she is anxious to leave the house. I think she has many reasons to be anxious to leave the house. And just what she was describing, if it totally happened with the old ladies, that's one of the reasons. Not having a place to sit when she needs to sit is another reason. Looking like she's ridiculous because she's out of breath after 5 steps is another reason. There are many reasons. All on top of those, the fact that she barely ever goes out, which is naturally going to create a fear. It's just, yeah. So my point being, I care less about the diagnosis. I care far more about the fact that she doesn't actually bother to face her fears. Yes, she can fake her fears when dicks are involved. Or when dick is involved. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. But yeah, the only way she's going to get past this, even if it is agoraphobia, even if it is an anxiety disorder, anything that is fear related, the only way to keep it in check and to manage it is to do it. Do the clucking thing.
And like, to me, like, that's an perfect example of like things that are not at all critiques and are pure bullying. Like, it's pure bullying. It's nothing but bullies being bullies. And like, I just think it's really fucked. Because, like, I don't know, sometimes I feel crazy. Like, genuinely gaslit over it. And, like, other things, too. Yeah, they're just picking at you to get under your skin. You know that I always have opinions. Yeah, where do you think I get it, Mama? Well, you know my opinion of those bullies biting my tongue. I'm proud of you for being able to hold back, Mom. I appreciate it. I don't want them coming for you.
Sorry, I just saw this. Who is out here getting bullied at 30? Log off. That's the thing I've talked about before. She is in complete control over whether this happens or not, because she always has the power to just stop it. Just delete the accounts, get offline, and yeah. Yeah. It's a bully comment to say she's overweight. Honestly, I think a bully comment is disagreeing with her at this point. I really do. There's no point really in telling Rosie what she should and shouldn't what she should do and could do. She doesn't want to get better. She's had so many opportunities. Yeah, I agree, Nikki. And I know that it's dark. I know I've talked about it before, but ultimately we are looking at people who have made their choice. Their exit plan is in place and in full swing. I know somebody in my personal life who has this situation, and yeah, it's a decision that has been made. A sad one, a selfish one, but a decision nevertheless.
I've already done enough to you. Okay. Oh, I just need a knife. Okay. So I'm gonna do carrots, then pineapple, because
The pineapple that she's badgered him into liking, because they worked on that. Hey, Bobe, coming in towards the end. Hello, hello. Yeah, we're about to finish.
don't forget your haters are all doctors and know exactly how agoraphobia works. Exactly, Barry.
No, come on. And don't call them haters. They're just people that are disagreeing with the current stance, of the current take of things. I don't think they're doctors. I think they've actually got agoraphobia and struggle with it. Oh. Oh no. Guys, I burnt the clock out of my angel food cake, and now my apartment smells like burnt angel food cake. And I have no angel food cake, and I have a huge mess tomorrow. Oh, Sunny. I'm so sorry. The struggle is real. Yummy, you starting trouble again? Quirky moment steals tiny blue anthropologist vintage washcloths to sell to Charlie as booster blankets. You know, I think I heard that somewhere.
Right? Thank you, Mystic. I know I'm not crazy. Same with like the people, like, because some of it I think is genuinely hilarious. Like the people that try to claim that my boyfriend doesn't actually like me or want to be around me. I giggle. I giggle when I see that shit. I think it's so funny. I think it's hilarious. Because, man, bitches be bitter. Mama Gina can sympathize with you.
Yeah, Mama Jean was in the chat giving her little pep talks as well.
I don't know how I would deal with it. Yeah. So anyway, I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go. I'll see y'all soon. Yes, I'm gonna have so much fun hanging with my honey Beely. I love calling him that. You guys, you know how hard it was to not refer to him as that? It's one of my favorite names for him. The rhyming is perfect. That's actually like what I have him saved in my phone as, my honeybee Lee. Anyway, I'm rambling. Alright, bye everybody. Have a great night.
She always cuts it off like too soon. I don't know. She spends all this time watching reaction channels but doesn't actually monitor the quality of her own stream. Oh no. Plus we can't forget that Vera is actually Remily, who is trying to get Scar's attention because she's actually Roz. I forgot that I was dating Scar. Is Scar aware that we're dating? I still have been meaning to get into the lives. I have no time. I'm so bad. I've been remiss. You wish she'd cut off sooner. She stabbed all the foods. She did. She did. She's copying Geordie with the cut off mid-sentence at the end. Maybe. Maybe. No, because Scar is Ashley's other secret wife. Oh my gosh. It's a triangle. Nothing Rosie does is unique to her. No, I agree with you. I agree. She has that in common with Amber. Hey, did she steal that from Amber? Is that what we're seeing there? Okay, everybody. That is all I've got for you today. But like I said, I'm somewhat concerned about the situation that Remily is in. If I'm right. Like if I'm wrong, that's great. They can just entertain each other, but I want to leave room for the potential that he is actually in a coercive controlling relationship at the moment, because when, like, if I'm right about that, when he discovers that that's the case, he's going to need to be able to get out of it. And I think it's important to hold that potential narrative there just in case it is the case, because if we're wrong about that, it's not super devastating. But if we jump on him as being like this kink obsessed person and we're wrong about that, there's actually damage that can be done. So I would rather err on the side of the other. But yeah, anyway. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much to everybody who was chatting in the chat and lurking. Thank you so much to all of those gifted memberships and super chats. I appreciate you all so much. Big thank you to all of my mods. Couldn't do it without you. And a big thank you to the replay nuggets. But that is all the clucks I have left to give. Stay golden, my little nuggets, and I'll catch you next time.